you then blanket it over to the rest of the situation. Like if FBA is saying, yo, we're showing our lineage, our separation, meaning our being ethnocentric, they're basically telling us that we don't have the right to be ethnocentric when they are ethnocentric, right? Every Caribbean or African that come here, they will tell you, I'm Nigerian, I'm Somali. You feel me? You're going to recognize who the hell I am. They don't just want to get put up under the blanket term of black, right? And they don't want to go with the generic term of African American. Somebody told me that Elon Musk could be termed African American at some fucking point. So obviously, African American worked for 30 years. Now, in this climate, it really don't, because you have too many immigrant black people of African ancestry or blacks here now. So the ADOS, right? Mm-hmm. For the non-immigrant black people have to have a more defined name. That's all we're saying, to delineate us from all of the other people who could be called African American or be called black also. We just want our separation like y'all have y'all's, right? That's it.
And once again, this is Chefreen. They destroy his name as much as they possibly can, every chance they get. But we are going to do the after party on Carnivorous podcast specifically. I'm gonna pull up to the show for a little bit. The link is in the chat. Hold on, Dream. The link is in the chat, and then I'm gonna let Johnny 2 times speak for real quick. And he wanted to explain tether, and then I promise you I'm gonna get to you, Hits, but I gotta get to this hip hop conversation because we've accomplished the first 2. I don't know how we did it. First 2 points.
No, y'all did good. No, I think there's a person who didn't get a chance to speak once again.
Oh, who is that?
Once again, check the back chat, please, Brass.
No, he spoke.
Check the back chat.
Okay, cool. He spoke. But I'm gonna let Johnny explain. He said he wanted to explain tether real quick. And then True Saviour, just let me know when you want to close out for you. Because I don't want to, you've been on here for as long as I have, almost 3 hours now. So Johnny 2 times, go ahead and explain tether, then I'm gonna get to the rest of the panel. Go ahead, Johnny.
A tether is not an immigrant. A tether is not all immigrants. It is an immigrant, but it's not all immigrants. A tether is only somebody that clings to FBAs, African Americans, blacks, whatever y'all want to call us, but FBAs to try to feed off of our accomplishments or our hard work. It's like a ball being tethered to a pole or a boat being tethered to the dock. A tether basically means tied to or connected to. That doesn't mean you are the pole or you are the dock. It just means you're connected to it. That's it.
Okay,
you're just leeching. That's it.
Okay, once again,
can I respond to that, please, Brass?
Yes, but I gotta let the actual CEO of Tribe Media get in this conversation. Go ahead, Dream, and then once again, and then please, I apologize, Hits. Go ahead, American Dream.
Appreciate it. Because people say it a lot, like tethers are just using what FBA, all the civil rights FBA fought for, and they're coming here and taking advantage of it. But really being honest, Caribbean people, these so-called tethers, have been a part of the civil rights movement since the beginning of the civil rights movement. Caribbean people have been a part of the abolishing slavery, big time, major.
And y'all created
those people. Let me finish, please. Let me finish, please. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. There are anybody can say, right? The gay community has also hatched their wagon onto the black struggle and have gotten a lot of stuff from it, a lot of rights from it. But it's the gay people in the black struggle that got those gay rights, the gay people in there. And it's also the Caribbean people in the black struggle in America that got those rights for Caribbean people to come here. It was Caribbeans who were fighting in rights that got Caribbeans to come here, not FBA. The same way it was gays that gave gays their rights, it's Caribbeans in the civil rights struggle that were fighting for Caribbeans to come here. Y'all FBA people weren't fighting for Caribbeans to come here. Y'all didn't give a shit. It was the Caribbeans who were involved in it that did that, not y'all. And that's true for the immigrants that are here now. It's the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans and all them Latinos that are here that are fighting for immigrants to come here. But they're doing it on the black people's wagon as well. But it's those immigrants that do it, not FBA. So stop taking credit for shit y'all didn't do. Because
what are you talking about, bro? Hold on. Can I say this, please, man? Please, can I say this? Let's say that y'all.
I don't know. Wait, stop.
This is Johnny, bro. This is Johnny, bro.
Okay, hold on 1 second. And then I gotta let Hits get in. He actually owns Sharp Media. Come on.
Okay,
go ahead,
I apologize. But come on, bro. That don't even make sense. Let's say you did fight for immigrants' rights to come over here. Yeah, y'all got here. Now what? Now y'all sitting in the back of the bus with us. You see what I'm saying? That don't mean nothing, bro. We made it possible for y'all to have.
Saying y'all fought for us because you didn't.
Mute your mic. Go ahead, Johnny.
We made it possible for when y'all got over. First off, we made it possible for y'all to even want to come over here. Because if we didn't make it possible for everything to be kosher like it is now, y'all would have been like, oh, nah, it's just as bad as it is in Jamaica. I'm cool. It's just as bad as it is in Puerto Rico. Y'all might have made it possible for y'all to come, but we made it possible for y'all to want to come. Because despite what you think,
I was the white man. I was the white.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem that I have, bro. See, the problem is y'all. The problem ain't that we think we created everything. The problem is y'all think that we didn't create nothing. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like, let's be real, bro. Come on, man. I'll mute. This is crazy.
Okay,
bro.
Everybody mute. I gotta get the actual CEO of Tribe Media, let him speak, and then we gotta set up for this after party. But I'm gonna have this hip hop conversation. You're not going to run this show. I'm going to run this show. I'm just moderating. I'm not giving my perspective. CEO of Tribe Media, NBNY Hits in the building. Go ahead, my brother.
I don't need the big screen.
Okay. Yeah, but it's not your choice.
No. I'm just here to thank everybody, in the chat on both channels, Carnivorous, all of our mods, everybody who liked, shared, and subscribed. Good topic. New York in the building. You already know that.
Again. I see you once again. Go ahead.
No, I just want to thank everybody for, showing and proving we can have cordial conversations about difficult topics.
Yep.
And the less we name call, the less we disrespect, the less we are rude and mean to each other, the further the conversation will go. And that's not to say people ain't afraid to, state their case or stick their chest out or something like that. But we can't move the conversation forward if we can't converse. All right. So big shout out to our big bro, True Saviour, for coming on.
For sure.
Our brother Logic, my Tri-Media brother DQ, all the music on our channel, written, produced by DQ Hampton on all platforms. Big shout out to my big bro Brass, holding it down on the host tip. But no, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming, having good conversation, good back and forth, good points. So keep that up, and like Brad said, we're gonna discuss the hip hop conversation and then move hopefully over to Carnivorous podcast for the after party.
Facts. All right, so now I'm a move it to this conversation. We got through the FBA, we got through the Fat Joe, talk about nigga. I'm sure we're gonna have this conversation more. I want to spend a little bit of time on this because this is the other conversation that sparked up, and then I'm gonna let Truth Saviour start and then give his closing. We're back to Truth. We're back to the same conversation that we tried to sort out before about Latinos and Blacks starting hip hop equally. I don't know why this conversation keeps kicking up in this conscious community. There's this conversation about Black Egypt, right? And from what I'm told, every 2 years, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, it just goes from nobody talking about it to just completely a firestorm because somebody says something. Now, we have great shows on our channel. You have 1,000 shows on your channel about music, the Bronx, and where hip hop started. I just want you to take a second to start on that because now, for some reason, we are back to Latinos and hip hop Latinos and African Americans in the Bronx starting hip hop equally, meaning, i.e., I've even heard the newest argument is that of the 5 elements that that guy called the elements of hip hop, that 2 of them, tagging and breakdancing, were started by Latinos. I want to do this as a separate show, but I would be remiss without your expertise on the topic. It's basically the basis of your channel. Latinos and hip hop, Latinos and African Americans starting hip hop equally. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, this would probably be better for another show.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Yeah.
I know. Just give me 90 seconds on it, and then you're closing on the FBA, and then we'll talk about it for a little bit. But I want to move over to Carnivorous Podcast. Hits or Logic, can y'all put the link to Carnivorous Podcast in the chat, his YouTube? And then, Chef, are you going to be ready to spark this up within about 5 or 10 minutes after we close? Just let me know. Go ahead, Truth.
Yeah, there's a narrative when we speak about the 50-50. Some are trying to say that Black Americans are saying, or foundational Black Americans are saying, that Latinos weren't there at all. I've never made that claim. I've always said that Latinos were there mainly because of proximity. The argument made by me and others is that they're not the creators. They're not the ones who created hip hop. Because when you trace the quote unquote elements, you can directly tie it to Black American culture. You have people on the other side of the argument will argue that it doesn't come from Black American culture at all. And so what my channel serves to do is to provide all the receipts and documentation that clearly shows that it comes from us, and without us, there is no hip hop. And so that's why I like to speak to the FBA lineage, because I want to protect it, because it's under attack. Let me say this one thing. People think it's just hip hop. Some people are going after all of our genres of Black music. They're saying if there was a percussion or what they would call a Latin percussion, somehow we have to give credit to those people. And so I make videos documenting the origins of all of these things. And so, I would love to be able to talk about it in detail. I don't want to take up too much time. But
we'll do a separate show. You want to set up something separate for later in the week?
Sure. Okay. Sure.
Go ahead. So go ahead, Truth. Give me your closing statement. I'll allow these brothers to talk, and then we're gonna move over to Carnivorous Podcast. He asked me to give him about 10 minutes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to tag off something the last brother has said, that we made it possible for other immigrants to even want to come here. There was a YouTuber named Tanya TKO. Her video went viral in terms of, she was talking about Nigerians saying what they would do if they came to America. Basically, she broke it down where she would say, if we Black Americans didn't do what we did in America, you wouldn't even want to come to this country. So the mere fact that you even want to come, you should be on your knees thanking Black Americans and saying thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the real history. If it was up to white people, they wouldn't want anyone to come here. You know what the proof of that is? The MAGA movement today. They don't want this country but for white folks. They want to go back to a time when it was just them. But we fought that back in the day. And we took those walls down, and that made it possible for all these other immigrants to come in. And at the end of the day, they want to crap on us. Forget how they even got here. So that's the truth, and that's the story right there. And so, but I want to thank you for inviting me. I had a good time. I liked the back and forth, and hopefully we can do this again. Logic, I know we bump heads, but you, my brother, Hits, I want to hear more from you. And Praz, thank you for inviting me. And DQ,
yes, of course.
I see you today, but blessings.
Of course. All right, so I'm gonna close it on that because I want to move over to Carnivorous Podcast. I've been up here for 3 hours. These conversations, I always have fun having these conversations because I love the passion that is exhibited in these conversations. Sometimes it gets a little crazy, but that's my job to moderate. Dream, I appreciate. I'm gonna give all y'all a chance to close, and then we're gonna move over to Carnivorous Podcast. Just make sure that's the after party. I want y'all to support these channels, man. Don't do it with just talks. You know, take a second, subscribe to our channel. Take a second, subscribe to Carnivorous Podcast, True Savior's channel if you're not subscribed, and then we'll move from there. The fact that we got 196 on 2 separate channels is fire to me. It means that we're in a good place, and we didn't have to get banned or anything like that. So, Truth, I appreciate you. I'm gonna just go down the line. Greg Nice, I appreciate your patience. So I'm gonna let you take 90 seconds, close out your conversation. He said, Street Translation said, don't subscribe to that damn tether. We got Reggie, we got about 10 minutes here, but there'll be an after party on Chef's show. We're talking about kind of like hip hop now, but Chef is going to encompass the entire conversation later. Shouts to you and Sonetta Studios. Go ahead and Greg Nice, take 90 seconds and close out.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the bill. Appreciate the brothers on the bill. This was an excellent space, man. I appreciate the fact that the brothers, we spoke hard to our positions, 10 toes down, no disrespect toward any of our brothers up here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes good conversation. That's how progress is made. Secondly, I just want everybody to know, man, FBA is just a lineage. It's not an organization. It's not a group. It's not a movement. It's just Black American, a different terminology used that is solid and logical for us today. For instance, reparations. I heard the brother Truth. I respect his position. I think that, you know, with a lot of doubt comes a lot of progress, because without that doubt, we would never have got civil rights in the 1800s. We would never got civil rights in modern times today, and we never would have progressed to the things that we progressed to the point we are today, sitting on this podcast on YouTube, talking to one another from different areas. So that's progress, and a lot of people doubted that. So, you know, never doubt it. You know what I'm saying? It may not come in our lifetime. I believe that. I probably won't see it. Hopefully my son won't have to take on that fight, but he might have to take on that fight, you know, for his son, his seeds on over. This is a fight that's never ongoing. We are owed. This is a debt that should be paid, and we are owed that debt. And just, you know, on a hip hop stance, this is a Black American genre created, oriented by Black Americans. It's documented. You can go back to the damn 40s and see brothers rapping, sisters and brothers dancing, doing floor moves, things like that you see in modern breakdance today. So that is without a doubt a genre created. Rock and roll, another genre recreated, but was taken and usurped by white folks. We gave reggae a reason to stand. Reggae was created by a Black American, given to them, but we don't take credit for that. But that's a fact. You can look it up. You can Google that. You know, I just want all my brothers and sisters to understand we have opinions. Everybody's entitled to them. You know, we eat the meat, spit out the bones, and that's how we build. And I just want to thank you for giving me a platform to speak my speech, and the rest of the brothers and sisters. I want y'all to have a good new year, and you know, in 2025, let's be more polite to one another. Let's speak well to one another, and let's build to a better future. Peace and love.
Peace, peace, peace. All right, and then I'm gonna go to once again. Go ahead, once again. Close out 90 seconds.
No doubt, I appreciate that. One thing I want to do is address True Savior, and it's for him and all of us basically. We're all passionate about trying to help our people in different ways, and I respect what anybody is doing if they're sincere. You know what I mean? So, anybody can point the finger, but sometimes to move a mountain, it takes the first stroke, you know what I mean? The first dig, and then you just keep going and going until,
Pause.
you know what I mean? You move that mountain. So we're all doing the best we could do. You know what I mean? If we're sincere about it. The next thing I want to say, as far as reparations, this is something I have brought up on other YouTube channels. Okay. Now, I definitely feel, see, this is where delineation is important. I'll accept that for reparations in this country. If we were to receive reparations in this country, then definitely lineage is important. Because if not, everybody's going to come here and want reparations. And that's not
Right.
fair to Black people who's been suffering since the 1500s. So, in that regard, we should delineate if it comes to that. But the thing is, like I said, if there's no political movement to get reparations, especially on a federal level, then it's all just talk. You know what I mean? And I had suggested to a couple of people, and of course, nobody agreed, everybody yelling, talking over each other. I think the best thing that we can do is start a reparations movement amongst ourselves. Now, we don't have to call it reparations, but of course, there are Black people who are doing better than others. You know what I mean? And I always thought, come on, man, we can start a fund, a reparations fund amongst ourselves. Whether it's angel investing, things of that nature, loans, you know what I mean? Like, especially when you look at Black billionaires and millionaires, and then people like myself, I make 6 figures, that ain't nothing. But there's some people that make 5 figures. And there's some Black people
Right.
who are homeless. So I think we really need to do for self. Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam, they always had that mentality of do for self. And of course, we had our own, and then you had Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, white people came and destroyed it and all those type of things. But we're not there now. We're here and we're stronger. You know what I mean? So I really think we need to do for self. That's what I want to see. And lastly, as far as hip hop, like I said, I've been listening to hip hop since King Tim III and the Fatback Band. Okay, that
Damn.
came out in 1979 before the Sugar Hill Gang. Okay, I grew up in Far Rockaway, Queens. 2 of my best friends, Grandsire Shockdale and Ramel Z, was on the soundtrack to Wild Style. Go look that up. At the end of Wild Style, you'll hear Grandsire Shockdale and Ramel Z. Okay, Ramel Z, I believe, was Puerto Rican or whatever, but Grandsire Shockdale, Black, FBA, I looked up to them brothers. Okay, There's never been a question about who started rap, hip hop, breaking, graffiti, knowledge of self, which obviously comes from the nation of gods and earth. There's never been a question. This whole problem started, and I got to go back to Tariq Nasheed. He started this confusion amongst the righteous people. I grew up with Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans never claimed to be Black that I was around. Of course, they was around our culture. We kind of fed off each other. You know what I mean? But again, just as far as hip hop, it's never been a question who started hip hop. And another brother, I forgot his name, who was on here, and he said something like, all of these conversations, if they're not producing tangible things offline, what's the point? You know what I mean? We can, I'll say right now, Black people started hip hop. Now what? Is Leon Cohen and Jimmy Iovine and all them people going to give us back all the money they made? So we got to start from here. So I would just like to see more tangible things come from these conversations, more respect. Calling people tethers and all that. That's childish. You know what I mean? And I just say peace to everybody. I really want Black people to have good communities, to have better health care, to have better schools where young men are learning trades, carpentry, auto mechanic, things of that nature. So that's where my focus is at. And that's where I hope these conversations can lead to. And with that, I'll say peace.
I got a question. Okay, I appreciate you. Did somebody, my man Sosa, shout out to Sosa TV and Crash Out Thursdays. Like and subscribe to his channel. I'll put the link in there. I know no one. Did somebody say that African Americans created reggae? I'm just
somebody
hoping.
said that.
Okay, I'm just hoping that
Hold on.
wasn't
I have one question to the brother who was just speaking.
Go ahead.
because he you know, and if you watch Wild Style, a lot of it was about fun. He said Ramel Z was at the end, and me being the DJ. Who was the DJ cutting up good times at the end? Most people don't know who that was because they never showed him. Yo, it was Grand Mixer DXT because they never showed him. Hilarious,
hold on, brother.
right? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, yeah, Ramel Z and Grand Side Shockdell. You caught me with the Grand Mixer
Double
DST.
Trouble Autumn was there. Dope, yo.
Yeah, Grandmaster Caz. Yeah, all of that. I got Wild Style on VHS. Yeah,
crazy,
you know what I mean? I love hip hop.
Nah, that's all, bro. All right, y'all. Go ahead, Brass.
Go ahead. Who do we have now? 1 second. I got the link. I'm putting up microphone check. Everybody keeps saying check out microphone
Close out
check
if you don't
in the
mind.
history of hip hop.
AK,
y'all definitely go check that out. So who are okay,
I can close out if you don't
I
mind.
think Act and American Dream.
Okay, Dream, go ahead and close out, and then I'll go to Act. Go ahead, Dream. Close out.
Yes, sir.
90 seconds.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
To all my tethers in the house, my tether mothers, hit me up on YouTube. Brass was nice enough to put my YouTube in the chat.
You just say
American
all
Dream
my
guy,
tether
just look me up.
brothers.
Hopefully we could do some
Diabolical.
shows together and keep it popping. What I would like to say is, you know, I think FBA is making a mockery of the word lineage. And I think that an FBA from Baltimore has no more connection to another FBA from New York than they do to someone from Jamaica. Like, you can actually be more related to a Jamaican than to someone in New York if you're in Baltimore. And I think that y'all are making a mockery of what true lineage is, and you're creating this new definition of lineage to kind of suit what you want to do. And I do think that's going to do a disservice to even you in the long run. And the reason I say it's going to be a disservice to you in the long run is because all of this is for reparations, which, as everyone on this panel has said, is something you may never get. And you're creating all of this division over something you may never. As far as FBA creating civil rights and making it possible for us to come here, I also reject that premise. I think that it's as certainly as it's the black gays that gave gays in America their rights off of the black struggle, it's also the black Caribbeans that gave Caribbeans the rights in America, not FBA. Now, and I'm sticking to that. So stop us any handouts. We're both here because America is a great country. All of us are here. I don't think FBA owes us anything, and we don't owe FBA shit either. And that's pretty much all I gotta say.
Excuse me? Okay, language. All right. I appreciate you. Dig this. I actually like Reggie's comment. That's kind of fire. Thank you, DQ. And that's one of the conversations I've always had about hip hop, is that the thing that is most disappointing about hip hop is we argue over the creation, we argue over the origin, even though it seems to be clear to most. The fact that we're not arguing with the same ferocity over who actually controls hip hop at this point, it boggles my mind. But I don't like to give my opinion while I'm hosting. I'll give it. I will do it from time to time. Let's see. Who didn't get a chance to speak?
Act did.
Act. Go ahead, Act.
Okay. So, man, thanks for the chance to speak. You guys need to like a Cash App or something like that. I want to support you guys. But let me just put down my points real quick. The American Dream dude is highly disrespectful as a Jamaican. He has to understand, and this is something that I think that we need to address on a platform. Is not allowing people to spill garbage and things that are just not true. The black population pre-1965 was less than 0.5%, minuscule. So Jamaicans or Caribbeans couldn't even force or even push the issue along, which means that 99% of those people pushing the civil rights movement were black Americans, and you highly disrespectful saying that Caribbeans got Caribbeans civil rights movements when y'all didn't even break 1%. Second thing is that ethnicity is real. Your ethnicity is relative to your ethnogenesis, relative to the place you occupy, the laws, the conditions on the ground, the food you're exposed to, and everything else like that. And for some people to take those things as a joke is a problem for me, because I'm a doctor, right? I get up and I treat Black Americans every day. And it's people like Truth, it's people like Tariq who inspire me to come in and to stay on the ground so I can treat young Black kids who come in my into like my office with like an abscess or some other sickness, okay? Meaning that just because you're not doing anything in your life to push this movement forward doesn't mean that other Black Americans are not pushing these things forward on the ground and making progress. See there, and I'm gonna land with this. See there, before an island rises up in the ocean, it has to push its way up. Does not mean that the island is not there. Doesn't mean that the island will not have valuable, arable land that can be rich and serve the people. Sometimes things take time to see and to bear those fruits. And just because you are not producing fruit in your life that's going to go into that basket of our ethnic group does not mean that the rest of us are not doing it. And I appreciate you, brothers. Thank you for the civil conversation. And I'm gonna land my plane there. Thank you.
Yep. I think we got everybody.
Can I go ahead and speak? I think we did get everybody.
DQ, what's good, bro?
What's going on, DQ? No, DQ closing this one.
I haven't closed it.
DQ will be closing this show. There's no question. Listen, I'm trying to.
I haven't closed either. So
as far as Chef, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get you Johnny 2 times. Then I'm gonna get to you, Logic. We'll close out with Tribe Media. I'm trying to get set up for this after party, but Carnivorous Podcast is having some issues. Give them some time to set up a show. If not, I'll pause for a second, play some music commercials, and then we'll just do the after party on here with Carnivorous leading the show. Yeah, I know it's a little crazy.
DQ,
go ahead,
good,
Johnny, 2 times. No, let Johnny
my
get
bad.
his point.
No, I just want to say what's up to my bro, DQ. Go ahead,
bro. First off,
go ahead, Johnny.
First off, I want to apologize to the listeners if I was too emotional or loud.
No,
but
stop. No, hell no, stop.
No, but let me explain what I mean by that.
Your passion is needed, and if somebody attacks something that you believe in, don't ever apologize for your passion as long as you kept it respectful. So go ahead.
And that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I just feel some type of way when somebody tries to tell me or who my people are, because I'd be a fool going to Jamaica trying to tell a Jamaican who they are. You know what I'm saying? That's just not gonna sit well with me.
Right.
And I want to say that I'm proud of us and keep doing what we're doing. It's not a movement. It's actually a lifestyle. How hip hop was, how it started out to be. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that every one of our groups is getting behind. You know what I'm saying? We're all waking up. NOIs, Christians, Muslims, Hebrews, indigenous like myself. You know what I'm saying? We're all saying that we're FBA because it's a bloodline, it's a lineage. You feel me? Reparations, it's gonna always be dumbed down to reparations because that's the only talking point that somebody that's against it has. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of gotta, you know how when it's raining and you see a puddle of mud, you gotta step over that. No, I'm good. I'm not. You got to hop over that reparations talk. You know what I'm saying? Either we get it or we don't. It don't matter to us because reparations supporters is a small group. You feel me? It's just a small group of us. And that's it. It's like we get it, we don't. And I'm going to land my plane by saying this, man. If you're not doing something that's right, you ain't got no haters, bro. And right now we got a lot of haters, so we must be doing something that's right. So keep going, bro. I'm so proud of y'all right now, and it's making me so happy that I can't wait to see what our kids do with this.
Man, I like that. Shout out to Power Players Magazine, SLP. I appreciate you, Johnny, 2 times. Go ahead. I love that name too. I think that's like not casino. What's that movie? Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, my little brother.
Get the papers.
Yeah, my little brother gave me that
name. Shouts to you. Go ahead, Logic. My brother, my tether. Go ahead, Logic. I know I be
Brass, you
setting you up
messing
for.
that all
No,
up.
I'm just saying.
You've been
I don't
messing
know.
up
I don't know
Tether
how
for
to
the
say it,
whole
bro.
night.
I'm just going to go ahead and pause that because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have the full understanding.
Thank,
So
thank
Brass
you,
Okay,
thank
from
you
you,
gotta
thank
watch
you,
the
DQ. I
Brass
appreciate
from
that.
you
Ohio.
gotta
That
watch the replay. You gotta
Brass
watch
and
the
from
I
replay.
Ohio,
thought I
yo.
laid
Shout
it
out,
down. I thought I laid it
shout out
down.
to Logic, my tether, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? Because
Thought
you
I
see,
laid down the definition.
no,
Yo,
we did,
nah.
This is all in jest. But
Yeah,
him
Brass
and
killing
Dream
the
seem
definition, y'all. That
him and Dream seem to be proud to be tethers. So I'm just saying, shout out to the tethers in the building because
nah,
I mean they proud to
y'all
be it.
wildin'.
So
He said
I'm gonna let them go.
Brass.
Go ahead,
It
Logic.
sound like a
Cook
Motown
up.
group, the Tethers.
Wait. Logic and the
Album
Fabulous
dropping
Tethers.
2025. The Tethers.
Yeah.
What's the first single,
Logic and the
DQ?
Fabulous Tethers. Matter of fact,
What's the
that's a
first
banner.
single,
That's a
DQ?
bar. Logic and the Fabulous Tethers. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead,
This shit
Logic.
is
Cook up, bro. You
hilarious.
know I'm gonna kill
So
you on this. Go ahead, bro.
yeah. So I heard the guy who just got off. I think it was AK. He said he was a doctor, right? One of the
Oh
words
yeah.
he used to describe, what the whole Tariq Nasheed thing does for him is a feeling, right? He says he's grateful that receives inspiration from Tariq Nasheed and people like him to go out and do what he does in the world as far as being a doctor. And as commendable as that is I think also is like it's a little deflating too on one hand. I'm trying to think of a word that's polite and not too like pejorative, but so I think that if you needed Tariq Nasheed to give you inspiration for you to go out and either enjoy your life or be inspired to do things that make you feel proud of yourself or what have you, I think that you might have some bigger issues. Me
Damn.
personally, right? I mean, look, and I just don't have no better way to say it, man. But I mean,
No,
it
go ahead,
sounds
bro. I'm just commenting.
yeah, but
Go
I know
ahead,
it
bro.
sounds super crazy, man. But if you need Tariq Nasheed to inspire you to go out and like be yourself, or to give you some form of self identity for you to be able to, feel like you got some backbone now, I think you really got some bigger problems, bro. But that's me particularly, like, and that's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like that there's some value in instilling pride in being black and stuff like that. But I feel like I know it's only going to take you but so far, right? It's really not going to attempt to solve any problems for you. And that's where I quickly get off of the boat as far as whatever FBA or ADOS is trying to accomplish. Because if it's not about solving problems, then it's really stupid, right? Like then you're really sitting there absolutely doing it for nothing because there's nothing to gain, or it could be like True Savior said, it could be whatever it is you want it to be. So it's just like it means everything and nothing at all at the same time, right? You know what I'm saying? We finally discovered what the lineage is, and we have absolutely nothing that we could do with it. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere that we can apply it and make some significant changes, but we do have this information, right? It's kind of that's the big fallout for me right there, right? And then, we paint it as if it's some I don't know some helpful piece of information or cause that we've now have access to, and those who are black enough, they join the cause, and those who aren't, they reject the cause. That's kind of like just how it's theatrically played out, and it's kind of silly, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, but there isn't very much about FBA that I agree with, and I certainly don't see it being like the missing piece of the reparations conversation. And I'm pretty much done. I think we had a lot of good people to come give their opinion. I think what was his name? Once something. He
Once
was really
again.
really good. Yeah. Once again was really really good. I liked his opinion on stuff. And shout out to True Savior. I always enjoy having conversations with him, even though we do disagree on stuff. It's not You know, it should never get to the point where, you know, I actually feel like I can't talk to him or don't want to. It's not like that at all, truth. But personally, you know, I think that we could all possibly put our heads together, pause, and you know, figure out what is the most beneficial way to instill pride in our own people group, right? I don't think that we need a fake history. I don't think that we need a false sense of of reparations being accomplished. I don't think we need none of that stuff that's not actually real to be called helpful. But you know, that's me. I'm done.
Okay. Hey, before we go to my brother DQ, are we just waiting on Chef? Chef's actually going to do the after party here because he's having some issues with his computer. I'm just waiting on him to load up. It'll be fully Chef on the platform running his show. I would be remiss if I didn't bring this back up. Please Google Robert Brooks. This is a man who was murdered by 12 correctional officers at Marcy Prison in New York. He was literally murdered on video. I mean, it's horrific. I don't even want to show what they did to him. Google it. You can look at it for yourself. But that's a picture of that man in life. I want to celebrate him in life. He lost his life. He was beaten viciously by 12 correction officers at Marcy Prison. Letitia James is on the case. I'm sure she'll get it done. But please Google that. You know, I'm a person that believes in politics. I still believe in the political process. Write your congressman. Go out and protest. If you ever want to get upset, if you ever want to actually have something that, besides all this YouTube stuff we're doing, get off of YouTube and get out into the community. I'm actually going to a rally about this tomorrow in Marcy. About this. They brutally murdered this man. 12 correction officers on video murdered this man. It's vicious. It's horrific. I don't know if you haven't heard of it, but Google Robert Brooks, RIP. I send love to the family. I've already donated, and I'm going to raise some more money. I might even do a show where we just do all the cash apps, get a bunch of content creators and do all the cash apps and support him. But it's brutal, man. It's brutal. It just shows that as far as we think we've come, we have not come that far, bro. They brutally murdered this man. 12 corrections officers. When they get their pictures, I'm gonna do a show and talk specifically about each one on the panel on a show. I hate it. I hate what they did to that man, and I don't like to use the word hate. But if you watch that video and you don't get something stirred up inside of you, I don't care if you're FBA, ADOS, Jamaican, whatever. It was just a vicious murder of an inmate. I mean, the things they did to him while he was handcuffed were just disgusting. I probably elaborated way too much on it, but I want y'all to please, I don't care if you leave this show, Google Robert Brooks, get educated on it, and do something in your community to address this, because it's horrific. It's horrific. It really bothered me. Go ahead, my man DQ in the building. Finally, I kind of want to play some. I'm waiting on Chef to come up to the panel, but shouts to you, DQ. Let me stop sharing. I want you to get your full conversation. 1 second. Matter of fact,
they questioning how to join the after party in the comments, bro.
No, I'm gonna play a commercial. I'm gonna play a video. The after party will be here. Chef can't boot up on Carnivorous podcast, but it'll be ran by Carnivorous. So we'll take a break. If y'all come back, y'all come back. If y'all don't, y'all don't. But we're gonna do the after party here where we address the entire show. We're gonna drop the link. It's gonna be free conversation. Get up here, talk, speak your speech on FBA. Fat Joe saying nigga, which I'm tired of even saying myself. And and we're gonna talk about this hip hop and Latino conversation.
Hold on, free conversation. That don't mean say any and everything, because we still.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. If y'all took that as that, you just
nah. They all been good, yo.
Yeah, it's been actually quite polite.
Everybody in the chat, y'all been 100. That's dope, and that means a lot. I'm telling you, it does mean a lot. You know,
should we?
Appreciate that.
How do y'all do the after party? Should we sit tight in the chat?
Yeah, just sit tight. Just sit tight on the channel. We just waiting on Chef. I'm gonna drop the link. The banner will say after party. But before DQ says anything, I can't let him do anything. Just give me 1 second, cause I gotta do something.
I need profit and privacy.
Privacy and Profit by DQ in the building.
Prophecy and profit, what a nigga need. Getting cracker money off this nigga weed. God got the wheel and the dice indeed. We betting 70 on 6 like Joel and B. Prophecy and profit, all a nigga need. Cracker money off this nigga weed. Good morning to the most high. And good night to the bad guy. My southern humor is quite nostalgic. I really can't live without it. My family, they always rooted, but pessimists truly doubt it. A testament how I'm blessed and finesse, but I'm truly balanced. Outdoors, man, moving books while I move a mountain. Some were just hookah lounging. Nigga just Luca balling on suckers who do be counting. The profit margin of your pocket watching is quite astounding. Secretly peeping me frequently, I was out of town. Talk to him. Prophecy and profit, what a nigga need. Getting cracker money off this nigga weed. God got the wheel and the dice indeed. We betting 70 on 6 like Joel and B. Prophecy and profit, all a nigga need. Cracker money off this nigga weed. Good morning to the most high. And good night to the bad.
I'm sorry, I DJ too. Shout out to Smash Rockwell.
DQ, baby. Check. Look, the fashion is clever, spectacular weather. I'm blacker than I ever been. Skisha patting some leather, ink and a feather. I pen some of macking the letters. My family stay with the gift, cause we rapping together. Like it's Christmas Eve, I just roll in my sleeve and drink a cup of hot cocoa while she rolling some leaves. Have you ever lit a blunt off a chimney log? Massage from a synagogue, leads foreign student with her friends involved. No, you haven't, so I ain't trying to have it. I'm painting pictures that's lavish, getaway log cabin. Amazing the magnetism, a magnet in all facets. Check my discography, baby, it's all classics. Feeling like Curl Baskets, surrounded by all this pussy. Making this money up, y'all bastards. Funny how I mastered the art of being a subtle asshole on my dean. I'm shutting down y'all classes. COVID-19 flow nasty. Lamar Jackson with the stats, how I'm passing y'all lasses. Catch me on the lake chilling, laughing, everlasting. My mind forever layer like fall fast. Nigga, early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dojo. Hit them boys, disagree, then hit the dojo. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dojo. Hit them boys, disagree, then hit the dojo.
Yup, and click the photo. The beat knocking like a piston missing in the low. The chicks should know the mission is to get some more dough. And if the friction and the tension seem intentional, then it's a no-go. And as an OG, I'm telling them young brothers to be cool. They push bass and turn up high, like my EQ that's clipping in the whip. And they say, yo, shit clean, pushing 60 in the trunk. 415s, going blah-da-down, blah-da-down. About to bounce, I hit the gas and rip the engine out the motor mounts. Hit the house to go read Dr. Ben. Then this chick sent a text that said, lock me in. Hibachi grill, Wagyu beef, Lil Kobe slice, late night demo tapes like Lil Homie nights. I text back at 4 a.m. while your girlie yawning, cause she think it feel better in the early morning.
Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dojo. Hit the boys, disagree, then hit the dojo. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dojo. Hit the boys, disagree, then hit the dojo. Drive media, hey, drive media. It's DQ, baby. Check. Try media innovations, we gotta wait. What? Took a little minute, was patient, but now we take it. Anytime we want this game, my situation is entertainment intertwined with information. Alchemist soul, how we move the task and roll. It's amazing how we can turn something brass to gold. And we steady making hits. Architect with the prop and the scripts. It's logical that the product will flip. My boy Chef did the lineup, I'm fresh in the bitch. Carnivorous podcast, the newest show on the list. DQ on the artist legit. Hold my beer, concrete cord, then step in the door. See, that's my man, and he reppin' for show. And two saviors are playing with flavor. Lexicon Taylor, lines on point like a laser. We need that paper, we building the vault. Cause you niggas don't listen, y'all be waiting to talk. Lack accountability and try to make it our fault. But opposing us is trying to arm wrestle the hawk. You coming up short on your re-up, nigga we up. Really wouldn't want to be up. I kick my feet up, my beat is wagyu and my truck is all speakers. Bills is all blue and my blunt is all reefer. With plausible deniability, that boy eater. High quality whack juice by the liter. They like to call us ops, we got Oppenheimer features. That's the bomb out on the island just to teach you.
All right, we back in the building. DQ, you want to say a few kind words to the people? This is the after party. We just waiting on Chef to come on up and take over the show. DQ, hits, anybody want to talk?
We're gonna be waiting all night.
Hey, it's a button called Edge Stream. I'll end it in a heartbeat. This is supposed to be a 30-minute show, and it seems like every time I say it's gonna be a 30-minute show, I get stuck with the 4-hour, 5,000 comment shows, which is a blessing. Don't get me wrong, but it's Sunday, and I'm getting ready for New Year's. I'm on vacation. I was supposed to be just practicing DQ, and then I get the full money. Exactly, practice exactly. So go ahead, DQ. What you got for the people? Cam up so they can see your face.
My bad,
Mr. Marketable. So go ahead, talk to the people.
Man, respect. Appreciate everybody tuning in to Tri Media Carnivorous podcast. Salute to everybody who came on the panel. I like the POVs from a lot of people. A lot of people still in their square. You was able to intake a whole lot of information. You're able to build up your own blueprint and your own perspective from how you want to look at it. But I definitely like when us kings can get together and have a good dialogue without too much mud getting thrown. But I think everything was good. Hip hop is something that's near and dear to our heart. So I appreciate the tenacity and the passion that we put behind it. So salute to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Y'all can find me on streaming platforms, DQ Hampton, Tri Media Records, holding it down, doing what we doing. Appreciate everybody. Like, subscribe to the channel. Brass, Hits, Logic. We're going to keep bringing y'all great material, great media. Appreciate y'all. We in the after party now, so let's turn up, baby.
Yeah, turn up. Go ahead, Logic, Hits. If y'all got something, the link is in the chat. We at the after party right now. I just want to hear about what y'all got for the show, any new information. I do want to have this hip-hop conversation. It seems like SLP is down there holding it down for all the Hispanics and Latinos and hip-hop. You're more than welcome to come up here and speak your speech. This is a free speech area. And shout out to the mods, man. I appreciate y'all. China Black, Melanated Warrior. If I missed your name, JG, shouts to you. Shout out to all the mods. Shout out to my brothers. Go ahead, bro. Anybody wanna set this off? Let's get it.
I will. This is Ack.
Okay.
So yeah.
Ahead,
So this ideal that hip hop comes from any other group of people besides foundational Black Americans is a lie, and that is a fact. I think part of the problem with the conversation is this: it doesn't start the conversation off in a respectful place, meaning that if people going to say that they created hip hop, let's say if they say that hip hop comes from Jamaica or hip hop comes from Puerto Rico, then they need to show anthropological evidence to back them up. And what I'm trying to tell you is, it's the only group of people, more specifically, who has the cultural anthropological evidence to show their creation of hip hop are Black American New Yorkers. You cannot run hip hop without funk, R&B, jazz, and all of these other things. Hip hop is actually the worst thing to try to appropriate from Black Americans, in that hip hop is a culmination of Black American culture. Culmination meaning that in order to get to that point, you have to have multiple things to incubate over time, develop to produce that particular genre. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't need Caribbean culture, you don't need Jamaican culture. Spanish is not used, Patois is not used, African American vernacular is used. In terms of breaking, we were already doing that. We got that documented. The early MCs, the prototype MC is Melly Mel. However, DJ Hollywood precedes him, Pygmy Marker precedes him. Now, in terms of graffiti and all that other stuff, I don't really want to get into that, but pretty much is hip hop is a Black American attitude from a Black American experience, a Black American attitude that comes from his or her experience. Everybody else who has come into hip hop are acculturated, which means that hip hop and everything that went into hip hop has nothing to do with their default culture. So hip hop has nothing to do with Grandmaster Flash default culture, Kool Herc default culture, Fat Joe default culture. These are all Caribbean people. Now, I wanted to listen if people can remove all the Black American culture out of the room and show us how we can come to hip hop. I do believe that we as an ethnic group have cultural proprietorship and the cultural high ground on genres, mannerisms, slang, language, and all those things that are tribute to us. That's not for people to come vernacular is used. In terms of breaking, we were already doing that.
Somebody mute Andre. You got to mute your mic. Cam up one time, Andre, so I can at least.
Yeah, somebody you messed up my flow
with some. No. Go ahead, keep cooking, bro. But
okay. I'm about to land my plane because I was like, "What's that?" Okay.
No, it's cool. Just came up one time, Andres. Go ahead. Keep cooking.
So what I'm trying to say is the conversation needs to start with cultural anthropological facts. Cultural anthropology needs to be used, because I'm gonna state this one last thing. You cannot create what you have to assimilate into, and you cannot create what has acculturated you or enculturated you. Those are anthropological facts that a Puerto Rican, a Jamaican, or any Caribbean or non-FBA person can get around, because the truth of the matter is this, and I'm gonna leave it at this. Puerto Rican and Jamaican culture is not rich enough to create hip hop. Period. I'm done.
Andres, you gotta at least flip your camera on for half a second, and then we will we'll allow you to speak. But we get bombed in these conversations, and I don't feel like having to take this whole video down. And JG, y'all said Mighty Hebrew, invite him, bro. If he wants to talk about this conversation. Anybody else want to? I actually would like to hear. Now I know y'all don't want to hear it per se, but I would like to hear someone speak their speech on that actually believes that hip hop is a 50-50 creation. I want to hear what their point of view is. I want to hear what they got to say, and be willing to fight for your argument. Andres, go ahead and speak. Go ahead, Andre. Say what you got to say. All right. Anybody else? Hits, dreams. Somebody talk, bro. It's an after party, and it's showing to be a boring.
I mean, I can speak. If you want me to, I may not speak directly to what you asked.
Go ahead, speak. It's an after party about the whole show. Go ahead.
Yeah, no doubt. I will say that as far as I'm concerned, I don't necessarily think it's 50-50. I do agree that Black Americans have the most part of it, a majority of hip hop culture and the elements. I think especially the music part where it's just the rapping and what I mean, the emceeing, that's to me is the main part that African Americans, you know, get the full credit for. But the b-boying, the breaking, the graffiti stuff, all of that stuff to me is, what I mean, it's a toss-up. Like everybody had their role in that. And all of it to me, hip hop culture to me is more negative than positive, especially the music. So as far as I'm concerned, FBA can have it. You know what I'm saying? As a Jamaican, I have reggae music, and you know what I mean, cultural reggae music. That Bob Marley stuff is positive music that I vibe to. And let me tell y'all something. You could do a survey in Jamaica and ask every Jamaican, would they give up reggae music for hip hop? You're gonna get 100% of them say no. We don't want hip hop. We don't want your hip hop. You can keep it. The influence that hip hop has had in Jamaica in terms of this genre of this new genre of dancehall music that's going on in Jamaica, most Jamaicans despise that shit, and we don't like it. And we speak.
Please,
I'm sorry. I'm
please,
sorry.
please.
And we speak
Go
down
ahead.
on it, and you know what I mean. And we say that's that Yankee influence stuff. So we don't want that. We don't want your hip hop. Trust me when I tell you. We do not want your hip hop. But even in that vein, you should also, it's just a fact. The creator of hip hop, the dude that put the elements together, is a Jamaican. And arguably the GOAT of hip hop is a Jamaican. Is a Jamaican. You know what I mean? Who am I talking about?
Crazy, deranged.
That the creator and the GOAT are feathers, if you will, or non-FBA. So, y'all need to kind of sit back a little bit and chill out, because this hip hop you're fighting for, ain't nobody really trying to take it from y'all. Y'all can have it, because it's mainly negativity. It really is. So y'all can have it. We don't want it.
Okay, hold on. Let me jump in here real quick. I got one question.
Please cam up if you can, Hits. Please cam up.
I got one question. Hold on. I got one question for Dream. If the GOAT is Herc.
No, the GOAT is Biggie.
Is who?
No, you let him speak.
No.
Biggie is the GOAT. Cool Herc is the creator.
Okay, the creator.
You're saying Biggie.
Now, hold on. I got one question for him.
Okay, I got you, Andres. Got you. Go ahead.
There was hip hop. So you're telling me that the word, the action, and all four elements were in 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in 1973? Because that's what hip hop is. Go ahead.
Because what? No, what I'm telling you is...
Nope. You say he was the creator. So to create hip hop, which is quote unquote at least four elements, maybe 5 or 6, depending on who you talk to, in 1973, 1520 Sedgwick, Kool Herc created that. Is that that's my question.
No,
okay.
If you listen to
no. You said he was a creator, so we got you out of here with that.
So you're not going to let me answer your question? You're not going to let me elaborate on it?
You said no. So let's move on.
But that's not what we mean when we said he created it. That's not what the creator of hip hop does.
So what do you mean? Hold on, Hits. What do you mean? Say what you mean so Hits can respond to what you're saying. Say what you mean.
I was on Garfield's channel today, and he played. I was on Garfield's channel today, and he played a video with Big Daddy Kane explaining that it was Kool Herc that brought all the 5 elements existed. You know what I mean? But he's the one that brought them together and said this 5-element thing is now called hip hop. You know what I mean? So he created the idea of hip hop and around 5 elements. So that's what he did. Now nobody's did African American create those elements for the most part? Yes. But the idea of hip hop being all 5 elements combined was created by a Jamaican who was engulfed in the American culture, the Black American culture. You know what I mean? So we're not saying hip hop came out of Jamaican culture. It did not. Hip hop was created by a Jamaican who was engulfed in the American culture. That's all we're saying.
Hold on.
Dream. All right, Dream, stand down and do not interrupt.
No, it's simple. He just said it. He's not the creator of that. All of those elements existed while he was doing what he was doing and before he did. So I'm still trying to find out how he encompassed all of them. Show me anywhere written, video, audio where Kool Herc said he brought all of those elements together. Anywhere.
Show me a video where an African American said he brought them together. Show me a video where an African American said he did it.
Don't
show me a video with an African American claiming to do what you're saying Kool Herc didn't do. If you can't do it, you need to be quiet as well.
Are you sure? Hold on. You said show you a video.
Show me the video. Show me.
Okay, stay right there.
I could show you videos where Crazy Legs was saying that they were already breakdancing in the apartment buildings in the hallways, and then they brought it outside, and then we started doing it.
They called it what? The Moreno style. That's what they called it.
The Moreno style, exactly. And you just
Jamaicans
said it
were Moreno too.
Bro,
Jamaicans were.
Bro, you just said it yourself. Herc incorporated African American FBA culture and put them all together. So basically, what you're saying is Herc just threw a party one day. You know what I'm saying? And he asked the B-boy, he asked the DJ, he asked the MC, and he asked the graffiti artist, and he asked all of them to come. You feel me? From the FBA culture, and everybody got together and threw a big party, and everybody liked it. And then everybody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw a party like Herc just did it," but they were already doing it separately. You see what I'm saying?
No, they said I'm gonna throw a hip hop party like Herc just did.
It wasn't called hip hop.
Oh, man, whatever, man.
So it was called hip hop back in the 60s and the
whatever.
70s.
Even if they changed the name, it was still talking. Why you keep just muting me on the
talking, bro?
Is the after party or what?
It's an after party, but I gotta let other people speak. Just give me a second, bro. I got this. I did it. I've been on live for 3 hours. We got this, bro. We got.
You just talking, bro. You just talking.
Give it a second. Give it a
that's
second.
Like us coming. That's like us coming on a Jamaican platform. That's like us just coming on a Jamaican platform and telling y'all where reggae music came from. That don't even make sense. Sometimes you should just sit down and be like, "No, we don't. We don't care."
You do. Yes, you
the
do.
Same way that y'all don't care about us having rap music, we don't care about y'all having reggae. That's what I'm saying. Like, why does it matter so much to tethers? Y'all call us Yankees, we call y'all tethers. You see what I'm saying?
Somebody was just in the chat in the last room saying that an American created reggae music, and what he meant by that is that reggae music was influenced by American R&B.
So y'all check them.
We don't need to check them. We already know that's a fact. We already know that that reggae music was influenced by American R&B music. We know that reggae music started from artists in Jamaica doing cover songs of R&B songs. Like the most successful reggae song, the oldest, most successful reggae songs are cover songs of R&B music. They just changed the beat and put a Jamaican swing on the beat. But that's reggae music.
And hip hop came from R&B. Bro, I don't understand how somebody could be so loud and wrong about somebody else's culture and stand on it. Like,
man,
that's a hill
you
what
I'm wrong about. What did I say I was wrong?
What am I telling you that you're wrong about? I'm telling you you're wrong about my people. Why are you fighting so hard about somebody else's?
I'm talking about hip hop.
You're talking, which is our culture. What are you talking about here, bro?
Okay, man. So tell me what I said that was wrong.
Everything that you said was wrong.
That's how
everything that you've been saying all night is wrong, bro.
Tell me exactly what I said that was wrong.
You said Herc started hip hop. Wrong.
Okay. That's a fact. Take it up with Big Daddy Kane.
It's a fact that you wrong. Big Daddy.
Take it up with Big Daddy Kane.
So everybody.
All right, cool. Let's move this forward.
Go ahead.
We got a bunch of people on the platform. Let's move this forward. And listen, for all you
from the 80s. Hold on, real quick. Easy.
I just want to say something. Hold on, Hit.
Go ahead, bro.
For all you motherfuckers asking for Chef, call his phone, have him come to the panel. This is a Tri-Meter channel and Carnivorous. I'm gonna run it the way I run it. When he gets here, he will run it exactly the way he runs it. But we just waiting on him. He's having computer issues. If you don't want to watch because Chef ain't here, leave. Okay, I just wanted to get that out because I'm getting a little irritated now. I've been on live for 4 hours and y'all not respecting that. I'm gonna go to Latin Pain. Reggie, I got you. Just give me a second, bro. I'm gonna go to Latin Pain and allow people to talk in this after party, bro. It's not gonna just be a bunch of people yelling at each other. Well, it'll get to that point, but I don't want to start off at that point. Go ahead, Latin Pain, and then I'm gonna go to Andre Gonzalez. Go ahead, Latin Pain. Okay, he's not here. Go ahead, Andre. Y'all more than welcome to speak. Go ahead, Andre. All right, moving forward. Come on, Reggie. Speak your speech, G. First off, welcome to the platform. Appreciate having you here.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to get on earlier, but this is a good time to get on. The critical question is, I mean, from a person like me, who I am a researcher of things and looks for solutions from problems, is to understand that it doesn't matter these genres that are created. What matters is the community control over the genres. An important study would, of course, be Motown music. We're not talking about hip hop. We're just talking about control of a natural resource of the African American. So the other genres, one of the important other genres, things like gospel music and stuff like that. But that was within the churches, and the churches benefited from it, and they got a lot of capital out of it. And then it went mainstream. It went mainstream just like hip hop. Motown is an important study, is because, well, there was a sound system in a city that spread across the other cities. And then what happens is the white corporations got involved in it. And just like they did with athletes, they began to pull talent out into a superstructure called corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And then we lose community control over that genre. And so the people who made money were not the people who created it. So it doesn't matter who created it. We have to look at the structures and control of the music, of our natural resource. And our natural resources in America has always been our talent in our labor. And we have not been able to control either of those things. I just happen to be 59 years old, approaching 60 years old. I grew up in the Bronx. I saw and counted everything that's in the Bronx. I've seen it with my own eyes. I went to the parties. I've seen Kool Herc and Busy Bee Starsky and the L Brothers and all the I went to the tunnel. I went to all the parties in there. But as an adult, I realized that we were creating a genre that we had no control over, right? And so the record labels came in, they were able to print music on vinyl, and then they were able to distribute it, and then they made money. Then we further didn't watch our store, because then we allowed what we thought were people from our community to control it. And all they did was nest their own pockets. And so now we have people like Jay-Z and Diddy and a whole host of these kind of, and it happened in California too, where Black people lined their pockets but did nothing for the culture of our people at large. They became rich, famous. We know them well, and we actually like these people. Many of them are creeps. But so how do we understand what Motown was, what the Negro Leagues was how do we understand that? Well, it is our urban cities that these things arise in, right? And without a structure, we get sucked into these. Our endeavors get raped into these corporations. So I came out with a concept called the Black City Plan, and the Black City Plan is saying that the majority of our people, and that includes Black Americans and other Africans sense that came into America, that endeavored to help Africans survive, right? What we have is these cities. In these cities, many of these cities, we are the majority of them, right? And so the concept is to control our cities, because our cities are governments. They have a governmental structure, right? Now, the problem with people like Tariq Nasheed, who I know, and I don't have any big problem with Tariq Nasheed, but I understand him, right? I understand him in the very beginning, where he went to the great elders to put them on their platforms, put them uh, on his platform, right? And then he got to a point where he can actually talk. But in the beginning, he was using people like Dr. Leonard Jeffries and Professor Smalls and Brother Kaba and other people who he basically, in a corporate form, basically controlled the media of that. Okay, so now he's a spokesperson. He created this thing called the FBA, right? But it's not based, he's not a scholar. It's based on some ideas that he has, but he's not a scholar. So he doesn't understand government. He doesn't understand control. What these people, all these people try to do is do the shortcut, meaning that they try to make themselves kings, right? Where they always have say so and they can always be disruptors, right? But the resources go into their personal endeavors and not the endeavors of the people. So how do we correct this? Well, we go back to the failures of Motown and understand that if the city of Detroit would have controlled Motown, right, and fought against these corporations coming into their world, right, and published the media themselves and distributed themselves, then we would have never lost control. So the question now is, well, these cities, these great cities that we live in, that we have made, we need to control them. And when we control these cities, we have what you call de facto reparations. De facto reparations starts with not allowing the resources to drain from our cities. Then our cities can talk to other cities, strengthen other Black cities in particular genres. So that's our sports, that's our comedy and our movie making, our entertainment, and the rest of the media. So we need to we need to get control over our cities and make our cities profitable through their governments, right? So then what you have is a Black kind of democracy where we don't have kings and chiefs, because that's what these people are. What we have is a democratic process where Black people can see the best interest for Black people in a democratic way, and strengthen strengthen the lives of Black people through the endeavors that we make, instead of giving them to the corporations. So I just wanted to add that we need to strengthen our municipalities. So these stadiums, all of these stadiums that these rappers come, they're in Black communities, right? And what these acts, these circuses do, right? Rock Nation and the rest of them, they starting with the white corporations and the white talent, they fly into our cities, they take control over our city resources, they sell tickets, they don't pay their taxes, they don't pay the what they should pay, right? They rape our cities and then they leave to another city, right? Now, but these stadiums that are in our cities, right? We need to get control of them so that we could host local talent, right? And control local talent so that our cities can actually benefit from it, so that we could do city to city instead of this kind of like Uber Lyft type of music super exploitation. So if anybody is following me, it's about power. It's about control. And the only reason why they can do it to us is because we're acting like these chiefs, these tribal chiefs, right? But if we put it in city corporations, then we have much more control. Now, I do admit this. I've been devastated about what's happening in the corruption in New York City, which is a mixed black city, but you don't get elected in New York City without the black population, right? Well, but recently from the police department, from the whole government of a black mayor has been super corruption. And so the only way that I figured out that we need to fix that is through town hall meetings, right? So what you're doing today is actually a town hall meeting. Now, I know of Fat Joe. I've actually really bumped into Fat Joe, literally bumped into him. I bumped into him in the tunnel, right? I had a small crew. I bumped into him, and he's in a mink coat in the tunnel, and it's hot as hell, and he thinks he's somebody. he thinks he's somebody. But I knew these people. I knew Diddy when Diddy was handing out placards for his parties, and I knew them all. I live in a section of the Bronx now, co-op, so I know.
So you are from the Bronx, Reggie? Because
Yeah,
the people in the chat are questioning where you from. Could you just take a second to tell them where you from in New York, please? Just take a second.
When I first came to New York, it came from Newport News, Virginia to Brooklyn, Hawthorne Avenue in New York, and New York Avenue, and then we moved to Castle Hill Projects. I'm a Castle Hill. I'm a Castle Hill cat, right? I got a name in my community, right? You can watch the video prequel to Sex, Money, and Murder. What you hear about Sex, Money, and Murder? Well, I was the prequel to Sex, Money, and Murder. So all of the initial murders and all those things, all those people, I know of all of them, right? I know all of them, and a lot of them is just my little sons, so to speak, right? And I grew up in Castle Hill Projects, and I went to Stevenson High School. So I was at the center of many of the parties when it moved from Sedgwick, to Bronx River, to Castle Hill, to Monroe, to Saquon, to Bronxdale. I was there, right? I lived through that, right? So but in the beginning of the process, it was always a combination of music, lifestyle, and partying, and then came the drugs, right? And so once I get out of high school, during high school, the first murders in our neighborhood, drug murders started happening. And how can I say? And then there was in my neighborhood, there's Cozy Corner in Soundview, there's Authors Round Table in Bronx River, there's Up Top in Castle Hill, right? In Monroe, there's the Breezeways, and then and so on and so forth. And so these
I got you, Payne. You're going next. Be patient. I got you, Payne. No, somebody going after you. I got you.
The drugs, so during the same time of the music came the lifestyle, which was the music. The music often was a cover for the other things that was happening, the distribution of the drugs. And then we started going downtown, right? We started going downtown. So so you just need to watch the video prequel to Sex, Money, and Murder, and that will tell you where I was during the time period of the creation of Sex, Money, and Murder. And unfortunately, I had a role in the demise. I had a role. I was young. I was stupid. I had a good friend of mine whose father used to cop from the Cubans and the Dominicans, and I find myself in the early days of the Dominican drug trade in Washington Heights, right? Because they needed customers. And I found myself there. And then unfortunately, I bought stuff from that neighborhood back to my projects. And that began, that was part of a process. We thought it was just partying. We had this stuff called cocaine that nobody had, this real right off the brick cocaine. I'm talking about it was still in the rubber, right? And we had that. And we had that before a lot of people. And we didn't know what it was, but we found out that people liked it and it became something. So, but I don't care about that. What I care about now as a 59-year-old man is now how do we've seen it, we've seen Diddy, we've seen the epicenter of this, we see Jay-Z, right? The epicenter of this, of these music cartels, and how they have robbed Black people, how they have controlled the publishing of Black people, right? How they made the most money, and so many great people, even like DMX and stuff like that, right? LL Cool J, all of them. Well, there was Russell Simmons was also part of this story, right? How all the money trickled up to them, and it was good for white folks. Now we got to make it good for Black folks. And all this FBA separating from Caribbeans and separating from Puerto Ricans, that's really just a distraction. It's a distraction because it doesn't mean power. What it means is that people can, Yvette Carnell, they're talking about reparations. That's something that's given, right? I'm talking about power. That's something that's controlled, right? And so we need to get ourselves in a situation where we can control municipalities, and municipalities can help us control the resources, right? Which is our entertainment within our cities, and our cities can talk to our cities rather than these tribal chiefs running amok, right? And so I think I'll stop right now. We have a way out, which is government. We keep talking about government for our people. We don't have to create government. We have to just take the governments that's already formed, right? We control the police. We control the sanitation. We control the horizontal economic and vertical economics. We control that if we want to control it. I'll stop.
All right, don't leave the platform because I'm sure that there are people that want to respond. Payne, I'm gonna let you get on. Go ahead, my brother. You're on mute, G. No, you're not on mute, but we can't hear you. Yeah, I know this is wild. It's literally wild.
Go out and come back in.
Where's the hey, do me a favor. Go out, come back in. You'll go as soon as you come back in, all right? Go ahead, Andre. Yes, sir. I got you. Because they want to hear from you. The chat is asking for you, so they want to hear from you. Go ahead, Andre.
Yo, what's up? You guys are hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
They've been asking for Payne for 30 minutes, so I want to at least give them a chance to speak.
Yeah,
Donnie Williams, shout out to Chef that say you're running from American Dream as usual, and Isonic. Shout out to Isonic. Peace to you, Donnie, the best mod on the internet. Go ahead, Andre. Speak your speech.
All right. Sorry for Payne. Peace to TriStar, everybody. My question was this. Okay, so I'm talking right now.
First off, where do you stand? Hold on. First off, where do you stand? Is hip hop a Black creation with a Latin contribution, or is it 50-50? Where do you stand?
Okay, so I was about to respond. Okay, so
okay, go ahead.
I was born and raised in Paris, France.
Cool.
Yeah, it's 5 a.m. right now, and so the first wave when France discovered hip hop was around 82, 83, right?
Okay.
When Bambaataa came here, and then so I was really young back then. But I remember the first wave of hip hop movies, the Wild Styles, the Beat Streets, all those movies. You had a lot of Puerto Rican in those movies, right? And so the perception was, okay, I think Puerto Rican and Black, they created that together, right? Because there was no like official book where you can go and watch the history. The only thing really that you had was the South Bronx song by Carnivorous One, when he said he's talking about Herc created hip hop in the park. That was the only one. And then when the internet came out and you start hearing new information about Disco King Mario, and actually that Herc was on the west side, not the South Bronx, and Disco King Mario was on the Bronxdale on the southeast.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing that before Herc. So my question was, so with those information.
Wait, what did you say? Say that again. Say that again. Say that one more time. You said who was doing what before Kool Herc?
Disco King Mario, the Chuck City Crew.
Right. What were they doing? What were they doing before Herc? That's what I'm asking.
Playing music in the park, doing jams.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And with the dancers then starting making moves. So that stuff already existed. And
Disco King Mario's Latino too.
Yo, it's
my mic good now?
Yeah, you good now. I'm gonna let Andre finish. You going right in, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, go ahead, Andre.
Yeah. I heard somebody say that Disco King Mario was Spanish, but I think it was from South Carolina, from the information I had.
Facts.
Okay. So with the internet and new information, you've kind of found out that Herc was actually an immigrant trying to adapt to the culture of what was going on in New York and recreated that and copy what the Black culture was doing. And so you have to give props to Black American culture. Now, the question I had is the same question I asked once again earlier from Rockaway, that when the first wave of movies came out in 82, 83, Beat Streets, Wild Style, there were so many Puerto Ricans in those movies, even some of them having main characters. How come there was no debates back then about creation of hip hop with Puerto Rican and Black American? And those debates only, from what I see, started like only recently, like a few years ago.
Okay. No, I'm not the historian of hip hop. I'm just moderating, my brother.
Hold on.
I hope the question. I'll let Hits answer. Please, somebody else came up besides me. This looks crazy.
No, hold on. He said 82, 83, right? That's probably 84, 85 when you start getting breaking. I think Style Wars was all out around that time. But,
yeah, that's 82. Star Wars was 82.
Okay. So right now we're having these discussions with hundreds, thousands of people on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. They're all talking about this topic because of social media and technology. So you can't zap yourself back to the past and act like we have the same technology. There's always discussions about movies, songs, how people dress, especially, I'm not saying more than any other culture, but in the African American culture. So in the 80s, when those movies came out, I was probably 13, 14. So the only discussion that we're going to have watching somebody on a movie screen do what we do, and kind of, sort of, right? You talking about kids. That wasn't Main Street. Like my mom didn't. Now hold on, listen. My mom didn't watch Beat Street, Wild Style, none of that. That was for us. That's, the people in the movies were adults, but that was a younger person's culture than the people. They're older than me. So, but it was a something for young people. So the discussions were had with the graffiti, with how they dress, not good or bad. Props to it. Oh, I like that sweatsuit. I like those Pumas. Okay, that tag was whack. Oh, that tag was good. Melly Mel at the end with one of the movies. He's rapping. What's the guy's name? Damn it, I can't think of his name. The guy at the end who was singing the main song. That was Melly Mel's rap. So there was a ton of discussions. So don't make it as socio-political amongst the main people who watched that, which was young people.
And we didn't control it. And so when
Facts,
those
Rich.
movies started coming out, you got to understand there was MTV out.
I got you,
right?
Payne. Don't worry about it.
I just
Go
wanted
ahead,
to add.
Reggie. Finish your speak. Go ahead. I just want to get Payne in when you're done.
That this was so MTV started with these videos, right? So the videos became movies, but we didn't control it. And so when it was cast by the white folks, right? And everybody was trying to get a part, right? And then when Sugar Hill Gang came out and all that BS, that wasn't what we wanted. That was something that was pushed on us, right? But you have to understand that this was just local. These were local young people who were looking at the environment that they was living in and using a particular genre to talk about the world in which we lived in. But I see Payne is on, and I don't want to take no time from him. But I just want to. I was there. I was there from Hunts Point, right? I mean, there's not anybody that I didn't know. I knew Bam since I was 14, 15 years old. Bam was who he was back when I was 14, 15 years old, right? And Bam's thing was he was building out his Zulu nation, and he had different tribes, and he had a large Spanish Puerto Rican tribe, right?
That's a whole fact.
Yeah, so I'll stop.
Those is whole facts. I'm glad you brought up Bam too. You know what I'm saying? Because even he said it before too. You see a lot of people missing the real roots of New York City urban street culture that we call hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to alienate no people or none of that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna build a little bit of credibility real quick though. My mom's is Cookie 183rd, a graffiti artist from the Bronx who happens to be Puerto Rican. My pops is 007, right? But check this out. We're from 188 from Webster Avenue, which is a black neighborhood with some Puerto Ricans on it. You understand what I'm saying? We some of them Puerto Rican families that was on there. You feel me? So what I'm saying is this. There's a lot of things that be getting left out. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, does African American culture play a big part in hip hop? That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. You heard? Without break beats from the James Brownses and all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about the music part, we leave out the graffiti and the styling and the, you know what I'm saying, and the breakdancing. We leave that out. We tend to leave that out a lot in these conversations, right? But check this out. Check this out. Once upon a time, Bronx, New York. My family are a bunch of historians. As a matter of fact, my last name's Vizcarrondo. If you look up Julio Coronado Vizcarrondo, he was a slave abolitionist. There was slavery in Puerto Rico, but I'm not going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. During the 60s into the 70s, the New York City streets was nothing but gang, gang, gang. You had Seven Immortals, you had Black Spades, you had Ghetto Brothers, you had Renegade Indians, Savage Skulls, Savage Nomads, right? The streets of the, excuse me?
Baby Spades.
Babies, all types of blacks and Latino and even white gangs in the Bronx, New York, right? Over 100 and something gangs in those streets. Every different neighborhood had its own set type thing. You heard? It was very dangerous. You couldn't just go block the block like we can today, right? One day, a black brother who was in a Puerto Rican gang, it just is what it is. We did that. See, Boricua sided with the African side, a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of Boricua sided with black people as soon as they came over here. We have brothers like Abisu Campos, who was an African Puerto Rican, you know what I'm saying, black as night. Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico who fought against slavery all over the world. You know what I'm saying? We always been like that. So a lot of times people don't understand the Boricua, but the Boricua believes that it's an African captured by the Spaniard taken to the Tainos. That's how we feel. We know our history. You know what I mean? So it's sad when people try to debate, yo, how black is the Puerto Rico? Super black. You heard? Look at my big ass nose and lips. This is Nigerian blood. You know what I mean? But anyway, so back to the Bronx, right? You got all these gang wars, this, that, and the third. One day, the Ghetto Brothers decide to become more political. And instead of banging on everybody and doing all the gang stuff in the street, they wanted to teach all the other gangs how it's the establishment that keeps dividing us and setting us back. You understand what I'm saying? So Yellow Benji said, yo, we're going to change things. And we ain't going to be a gang no more. We're going to become an organization. You heard? I'm going to get to how this leads to the whole thing. You heard? So when he starts doing that, one day, one of his brothers, a black brother named Cornell, a black Benji Benjamin, you know what I'm saying, got murdered by another gang. You heard? Instead of taking to the streets and let's go get revenge and kill his brothers back, Yellow Benji felt like black and Puerto Ricans are the same people. You heard? And why should we kill each other? This is what the government, this is what the people want. They want us locked up and dead. You know what I'm saying? So he said, let's throw a gang truce. So in 1971, they had the gang truce meeting. They called out all the gangs that they could, and whatever gangs didn't show up, they was considered food. You know what I'm saying? But they threw a gang truce meeting, you heard, with blacks and Latinos, you know what I'm saying, for the majority. Right? Excuse me?
That was the one in Whole Avenue, right?
The Boys Club in Whole Avenue, 174th Street. Yes, sir. So they
is that what Warriors was loosely based off of?
A lot of it, yeah, they took a lot of parts of urban New York City street culture. It was based on New York City street culture. You know what I'm saying? But check it out. So they have this meeting and everybody talks out their differences. You heard? It's legendary in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? My parents was around for it. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all's parents was around for it too. It's social programming that got us all messed up right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get to that too. So see, we all confused because we watch too much TV and we not outside like we used to be. These wasn't topics we had in the streets growing up. This is some new stuff for the internet. Likes and views is the new dopamine. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so they throw this meeting. And they go, and all the gangs say, you know what, we'll put the guns down, we'll stop the fighting, and this is where the parties start. Before, you couldn't go neighborhood to neighborhood to party with other people. You had to party on your block, and that's it. Now, it opens up the floodgates for all these parties. Now, disco, you know what I'm saying, was the main thing. Disco and salsa music, reggae music too, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why it's so far-fetched for people to believe that people from different ethnicities and different cultures can live in the same ghetto and do something together. That's sad. You know what I'm saying? That's sad. But anyway, after the truce is what opens up the floodgates for the parties. You know what I'm saying?
And the drugs.
All types of stuff. Hey, drugs was around since the beginning of America.
And the drugs.
Drugs been around. Drugs. If we talking about drugs it's a government issue. They doing that to us. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never met a brother yourself. It's less likely to meet a young black man from the Bronx that's flying to Panama coming back with the motherload. Now, I don't want to really get into all of that. You know, the CIA pushed the drugs on the black and the brown people. If you really want to get into it, that's why they killed Gary Webb. But I'm not trying to get into all of that. We're talking about the main topic lately is were Latinos or Puerto Ricans involved.
Can I ask you a question? I hate to cut your wisdom. Can I ask you a question? Right? I just want to get your stance first. Is hip hop 50-50 Latino black creation or a black creation with Latino contribution? Just give me your stance so I can move, so we can move forward.
All right. Now check this out. My stance on that is it's urban. It's New York City urban street culture that we grab pieces of everything from the world. There was no such thing as a hip hop beat. We had to get the break beats from the James Browns and the Tito Puentes. So for me to answer that question, see, it's hard to understand when you're not really from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, there's Boricuas in the Bronx that speak patois. Why? Because their neighbor and the kids they go to school with, check this out. I was 12 years old, right? My grandfather was a historian. As a matter of fact, the African American Library in Harlem was put together and built and established by a Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Because we believe we're Africans first before anything, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And people don't understand us. They be like, yo, why he say nigga? Yo, we niggas. That's all we know. Niggas, you know what I'm saying? We don't know nothing else. So people don't understand that outside of New York City. See, the New York Rican really embraced his blackness a long time ago. There was some ignorant people. There's some ignorant whites. There's some ignorant blacks. There's some ignorant Puerto Ricans too. So it's just life, bro. But for me to answer that question, I got to answer it like this. Whoever was there created the culture. It was a street culture, a bunch of young, thugged out kids, you know what I'm saying, that had nothing, that was literally living next to rubble. I used to live in 1860 Billingsley Terrace in West Burnside. When I walk just right around the corner and look down the block, I see 15 Cedric right there, 1520 Cedric right there, and see the park and the fire department. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really from there. I'm not trying to front for no likes and views. Y'all could delete this shit, won't even hurt my feelings, right? But the facts is the facts. So when people make hip hop, a race thing, they're so. I feel like it's so stupid. It's like
one race where we came from, Pain. The race was the black and Puerto Rican. That was the race. We didn't know. We didn't have a global viewpoint. We just knew that we needed those.
I understand what you're saying, but you know, when right now it's really much so like a race debate.
Right.
It's not hip hop. Hold on. Hip hop was influenced by all types of stuff. African American influence was a big part of that. You heard? So was sound system culture. How you think those? Who heard Jamaican? You know what I'm saying? He came here when he was 17 years old for getting in trouble out there. He added his flavor with sound system culture and the merry-go-round. He used American and Jamaican styles put together. Like they make it a race thing. It's really not a race thing. Hip hop don't have no one race. It has a geographical location.
That's why I said it was one race. It was urban. It was black and Puerto Rican. We didn't know.
We feel like hip hop is our race. A lot of us when we come from the Bronx. Like I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah, my nationality, but at the end of the day, I'm hip hop. I don't know nothing else what to be. You know what I'm saying?
I grew up with a Puerto Rican family, right? From Scriven Avenue. Scriven Avenue, you got to know Castle Hill. You got to know where.
Yeah, I know Castle Hills.
Right. So I went to Bayamon, Gachete, Salina, Laquillo Beach.
Yo, my brother, and when you go to these places, right? When you go to these places in Puerto Rico, you heard that you just talked about, you're gonna see African people that represent African lifestyle, African drums, African foods. You know what I'm saying? In Puerto Rico. Yeah, they're Spanish. They may speak Spanish because their colonizers forced them to. That's how we get things like Santeria and all that. They took all the stuff away from them. But it's the same thing that brothers went through.
But before I went to Africa, when I went to Puerto Rico, that was my first taste of Africa. Then they whitewashed. All of a sudden, the lights came on and they started marketing a white Puerto Rican. But the Puerto Rico that I went to, that was a black Puerto Rican. Black Puerto Rico.
You understand?
Right? And then they started marketing people that look like, and listen, J Lo and Jennifer Lopez and all of them, they all from my block. Remy Ma, she was a young girl from my block, right? Fat Joe was nobody. No, he was in the nest of the Latin Kings. Latin Kings ran everything, right? And then on my block there was a dude named Tone.
Yo, but see, hold on 1 second, man. Because that's another thing that saddens me too. A lot of people are making Joe out to be a bad person. Joe's a street person. You know what I'm saying? I know Joe. You know what I'm saying? He ain't my best friend and none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to advocate for him. You know what I'm saying? He don't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is he's just like all of us. You know what I'm saying? A fat Puerto Rican kid who grew up in a probably 80 to 90% of black projects. Because I've been to Forest Projects. I went to Morris High School with brothers from Forest, Mitchell, Soundview, all types of spots from the South Bronx. You understand what I'm saying? We're just the way we are, bro. You have to actually live around us to understand us, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something real quick?
Wait, I want to just ask.
Hold on, I'm gonna move the mic. I'm gonna move the mic around for the family. Hold on.
I want to correct.
Hold on. Okay, that's cool. Give me 1 second, Reggie. If y'all come to the panel, you have to at a bare minimum show your camera before I let you to the.
But I want to land and get up off of here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, land your plane. And do me a favor. Hold on, Payne. Drop your email in the back chat. I want to have a separate conversation with you.
All right, my brother, I'll do that.
Also, before you start, I'm actually gonna respond to you, so don't cut out just yet when you leave.
All right, hold on real quick. So I'm gonna keep it real. From a hip hopper, a real hip hopper, bars and all, I could even do some DJ shit if you want me to. Like, I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? Because I come from that for real, right? And I loved it all my life. My parents, I told you, I was graffiti artists and all that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with black brothers, white people, Chinese people, all types of people that love the culture and that have contributed. You know what I'm saying? Now, it didn't happen overnight. It took some time. Yeah. It had infancy stages and all that. But everybody was there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter what your race really was. You know what I'm saying? It mattered if you was real or not, if you was brave or not, if you was good or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only see two types of people in the world. Good people and bad people, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying this, man, before I get out of here. You heard? Okay. Hip hop really ain't a race thing. We got to learn to distinguish race from culture. Hip hop is a people's party. You know what I'm saying? My mother told me when I was selling drugs as a little kid, right? And I got in trouble a lot. You know what I'm saying? Been to Rikers Island 7 times. I've been up north 3 times. I'm not proud of it, you heard? But my mom told me when I was young, she said, yo, Papi, there's 2 types of peoples in the streets. The get down brothers and the wanna be down brothers. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop is a get down brother movement. And it don't really matter what your race is. Who was there from the beginning? New Yorkers. Fuck that. God bless you. Never let a demon stress you. I'm gonna leave my shit in the back, bro.
Yeah, leave your email in the back chat. I want to have a conversation with you. Whoever.
I did want to correct something. When I met
correct him, please.
Fat Joe, when I met that Fat Joe was nobody. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about the young days. I'm not talking about who he became and what he became. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the early days he was just a young gunner, right? And so you're looking at Fat Joe at the time period that I am talking about. He wasn't strong. There was organizations above Joe. So when Joe came to the block, right? I mean, we gave Joe respect.
Hold on, part of self. I apologize, man. When you look at Fat Joe's history, and I only know this from being around for real, my brother. And I'm not saying you wasn't. I'm just saying this because I really lived in the 156s in the Concourse. I really lived in Vietnam. I was that kid that kept bouncing around. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a hard life. You know what I'm saying? So I lived all over the Bronx. I'm telling you this from the jump. Fat Joe come from a predominantly black area. He don't know nothing else really. He ain't one of them Puerto Ricans that really know that Spanish. If you listen to his Spanish, his Spanish all messed up and all that. You know what I'm saying? But he did know Puerto Ricans because why not? It's the Bronx. I don't care how black your neighborhood is. There's a Boricua on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how Puerto Rican your neighborhood is. There's black brothers on there. I don't care how Jamaican your neighborhood is. It's all types of people living around all types of people. So if you look at Fat Joe's history, coming from Digging in the Crates crew, which was predominantly black, being part of the Zulu Nation, which was predominantly black. At this point, yeah, Puerto Rican, we all say some nasty shit here and there, right? It's New York City urban street culture. You know what I'm saying? We talk greasy. We are some of the grimiest, greasiest niggas in these streets of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So shit happens. You heard? And that's all I really had to say. Yo, listen, I don't really use email, my brother. So what I did was I dropped my IG. It's That Real Rican Rap. You know what I'm saying?
I hit you up on there.
And my phone number's there too, man. I ain't running from the police, and my baby mom's is over between us. You know what I mean? So anybody, you know what I mean? So God bless y'all, man. Thanks for letting me speak. Hey, yo, to the brother Reggie, right? To the older brother. God bless you, bro. You heard? Happy holidays, B.
What I wish we could stay longer. I got a question.
What I wanted to say was,
man, that's crazy.
Hold on. Reggie, if you got a question, I can answer a question if y'all want me to. You heard, but I do got a dip, man. I got 15 pit bulls. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you real quick. Listen, this G Lock. I'm originating from Liberia.
Shouts to you, G Lacan. Shouts to you.
Yeah. I've been here since '84. I'm an OG. But listen. According to Kool Herc's, the one they say is the father of this, the man say out of his own mouth, his swag, the music he was listening to was African American based.
Hey yo, we live in America. I'm sorry to inform you. We all listen to that, dog.
Let me finish that.
Yo, that don't have nothing to do with what hip hop is. I listen to rock and roll too. B, I ain't Nickelback.
No. But what I'm saying is, when we came in, my people wasn't here. But what I'm saying, when the
hold on. Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me land my plane real quick. One question. Where you from, bro? In the States?
I just told you I'm from. Where I grown up at Coatesville, outside of Philadelphia. I don't know you know
Happy
about
birthday,
culture.
my nigga. Be good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So yeah. So what I'm saying to you is, right?
You ain't from Staten Island?
Say that again?
You ain't from Staten Island? You got family in Staten Island?
I got no fam. I said Philadelphia, outside of Philly, Cokesville.
No, because there's the biggest Liberian community in the United States is in Staten Island.
No, really, it's in Minnesota, and the second is I think Philadelphia. Yeah, Minnesota got the largest. But any which way, yeah. So all I'm saying is this, man. When we got, I mean, when I was growing up, they always say Black American don't have culture. They don't have a culture. I was hearing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying how the hell they don't have culture when they have music from the blues, jazz, and so forth and so on. You dig what I'm saying? So when they say they were why can you just admit it? Like, yo, even Kool Herc's even admitted that no, when we came around the black folks, we had to act just like them. I couldn't bring my Jamaican thing with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't rocking at that. I'm talking about the OG. I ain't talking about what you got to say. No disrespect to you, but I'm saying what the OG said. They were there. They were there. They say they got it from Black American, man.
When wait, you're not from the Bronx.
Who
you're
that?
not from the Bronx, and so you're not from the Bronx. So what I'm just trying to say is, I've been on the ground. I live with my community, right? So
I heard
when you live with the community, you understand that when people say things now, it's different, right? Because our culture was our urban cultures in our communities, on our block, in our neighborhoods, in our projects. I didn't see myself growing up as a Black American. I see myself as a dude from Castle Hill. That was my race. That was who I was. And how I changed was I went to college, and Dr. Leonard Jeffries gave me an opportunity to see a world bigger than myself, right? Because I was straight Castle Hill, right? Shout out to Trady, shout out to the Jam Masters, the Sound Masters. I was straight Castle Hill. So then now I hear people saying what we were, but we didn't know no Black American culture. Even though I was from the South, okay? I was from the South. That's all it was. I was from the South. I didn't even know it was a culture, but I knew where I ate and where I slept and who I handshake with and who I fought against. That's what I knew. So when Kool Herc says, well, it was African American, that's anachronistic, right? Because it was really where he was from. Because even him, where he was from, he wasn't where I was from. And so anybody that knows the Bronx, you could be wherever you think you are, but once you come into somebody else's project, you relax. You relax. And I don't care if you from Bronx River and you come into Castle Hill, you relax. When I go to Bronx River, I relax. That's the neighborhoods that was our culture. That was who we are.
So where was I wrong at?
You was wrong when not that Kool Herc said there was African American. I think that is oversimplistic. I think that people. Oh
shit! I thought I was muted.
Yeah, I think that people will integrate into their neighborhoods, and whatever their neighborhoods are, that's who they are, right? That's who they are. Now, if you want to come back and say, well, it was largely Black Americans, but what was the Black American culture? It wasn't a Black American culture. It was a project culture. It was an urban culture.
So what I'm saying to you is, right, the music behind the MC was Black American culture. Like James Brown, he said he never, when he was in Jamaica, he was too young to go to these clubs because he was 9, 10. And he said even when he was in Jamaica, he was listening to James Brown and Otis Redding, all those guys and whatnot. When he came to the States, that's all he listened to. He didn't listen to no Jamaican music. He didn't play no Jamaican music in the park. So if the father, so-called father, say this, then it is what it is. We just got to go with that. No, if you want to add something else, that's your business to add it. But I'm just telling you what the founders.
I'm telling you, you know what the music was? It was super
Well,
spur.
you were out. Well, you were outside when you talk about ancient,
Is super
ancient
spur African American? No.
Bam.
Is dance to the
No.
drummer's beat
Say
African
that again.
American? No. Right?
Say that again.
We were playing music, and then we put our own culture on that music. The music that we was playing in the Bronx, it wasn't Black American culture. I mean, there was some songs like, you know, what's the song? Good Times, right?
Okay, that's not Black American.
But a lot of the music, we was just spinning music to our, and we was putting our own thing on it, our dances and our
Yes.
And who we were.
I agree with you. So what are you disagreeing me with? What are you disagreeing?
I'm disagreeing with you because the music in the bass music wasn't necessarily Black American music.
Then what? Okay, so you saying they were playing music, right, from the Caribbean? Or that's what you trying to say? They're playing all type of music like that? That's what you saying?
I'm saying that whatever would get people popping in a club, in a playground.
Yeah, but I'm talking about but that's very, because I'm not from New York or whatever the case may be. You're trying to say I don't have the expertise of where you like using, right? The expertise from learning from those who were spinning the records, right? Those they call father of the time frame, beginning stage of hip hop. So I can't read and decipher and say, oh, that's what they meant by that, because they were there. So you telling me something that you were also there, but you were young yourself, right? But I'm telling you,
before it was MCs, it was DJs spinning records, and the DJs would talk on top of the records.
You telling me something I already know. You telling me something I already know. They had an MC with the DJ, and the MC would really give the praise to the DJ. At the beginning stage was the MC giving praise to the DJ. Oh, the DJ spin this way, DJ spin. That was the beginning of it. I know this shit. This is my love. Oh, I love hip hop. When I came into the States, when I came into the States, I live in a suburb, right? And you know, those white kids were playing those heavy metal bullshit, whatever the case may be. But I used to run down to the avenue where a lot of black folks who look like me, and they will play. At that time was Q-Tip. They're playing a lot of Q-Tip. Early 1980, 88, 89 or something like that. That's when I really got into hip hop and stuff like that. Then you know, with Rakim and all those cats and so forth. So what I'm saying is, but I learned my history from those who was there at the park. The MC had his DJ, yes, but he was just talking.
But you're a little
okay.
late.
So what your point is?
When I came around, it was the DJs that would spin the music, right? And then the DJs would begin to talk. Then there was another genre of MC crews. So then the MC crews, they would support the DJ, right?
Hold on, but Reggie, what type of music was there on Maternity?
That don't matter.
It was disco there.
The type of music don't matter. The type of music don't matter, bro. That's like chopped and screwed. No, listen, hear me out. That's like chopped and screwed music, bro. Chopped and screwed music can use any type of music, but that don't mean it's not chopped and screwed music just because they chopped and screwed a reggaeton song. You feel me? That's any type of music. They can scratch any type of music, bro. But that scratch comes from our culture, bro.
So it was DJs putting on songs to make the party rock, right?
Kool Herc wasn't scratching or nothing like that.
Man, you gonna make these people lose their whole identity, Reggie. Why
That's
you want to say
I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to.
You want to hold the Puerto Ricans' hand.
You was in diapers.
Reggie,
what are you talking about? You can't. Listen. I don't care where y'all think.
You wasn't outside like that for real, was you, Reggie?
He wasn't out there.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't out there.
Looking out the window, just like them Puerto Ricans was.
They were. Look, I'm an African though. I got a stepbrother. My dad married a Black American woman, so I got a lot of culture of both Black American history and African history, continental African history. So what I'm saying to you, Reggie, I don't think you was out there like that, homie. You wasn't out there like that.
The way you talking don't make me feel like you was out there.
Let me ask you this question, Reggie.
But see, you know,
Who were the first people? Who were the first people known to have street culture and urban culture? Was it Black Americans?
The beautiful thing about it is
No, you gotta talk about the
Come on, man.
You gotta talk about the Jewish. You gotta talk about Irish.
One mic.
I ain't selling no wolf tickets, but I was
Man.
You selling a lot for history, though.
No, let him speak and then y'all
watch prequel of Sex, Money, and Murder, and you go to my projects and you gonna ask about Reggie.
But here's the thing, though, Reggie.
You can't go and disrespect me and say you don't think that I was out there. I knew everybody you're talking about. I knew Bam personally, right?
Okay, you know him, but it doesn't mean you was out in the street like that.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't mean you was out in the street. No, what I'm saying is in the park, Reggie.
How can I know these people?
Because the answer you giving me, I'm telling you where I'm getting.
Because you a baby.
I do.
You're not from my
That
time.
doesn't mean.
You're not from my
Okay,
project.
I'm a baby. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying to you, brother Reggie, I understand what you're saying. But sometimes, listen, man. Sometimes you just gotta take the credit for what your people did, my nigga, and my brother, and just let it be. Don't let these outsiders say that they have started the shit. That's not true. Quit lying.
How do you, Reggie? How do you, Reggie? Not even to be disrespectful. How do you?
Oh, I'm 59.
59. Now, 59-year-old, 50s, 60s, and all that. That's why the FBA movement started, because y'all generation was too nice, and our generation saying no, we're not being nice.
No, the FBA, you ain't got no history. You don't know history. I went to college to learn history.
Hey, you ain't found out you was an African until you went to college.
You probably went to.
I swear to God, he didn't. He didn't know he was African until he went to college, because he thought he was from Capitol Hill or wherever he said he was from, Castle Hill.
You ain't grew up in segregated Newport News in the 60s. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Reggie, but I'm a Pan African like you, right? But I'm saying sometimes you just gotta give the credit to FBA, man.
No, I'm not giving.
Why will you not give it? Why will you not give it to them?
America.
Why will you not give it to you? Why will you not give it to yourself and your ancestor? What you did? Nothing wrong there. It's appreciation. No. What I'm saying, Reggie, it's appreciation of other people's culture. Your culture is very.
I'm a Pan-African, I'm a Black nationalist, and so I give credit to all the Africans that came
Then
here.
get credit for yourself then. Get credit to the FBA for starting that shit.
I'm saying that you
trying to sell our birthright, Reggie. You should be ashamed.
Golly, that's a pit.
One mic.
That's that old generation, bro.
Hold on.
For you to tell me I should.
Reggie, calm down, G.
You ain't got no G. My name is Brother Reggie. I'm a top researcher. Who the F are you? You got to, I went from the streets, right, to the freaking projects to be able to write a goddamn motherfucking academic publication.
Yes, sir. We agree. We agree with you.
Reggie, they want to see you crash out, bro. Chill out.
I don't.
Relax, brother, man. Relax.
Reggie, they trying to make you crash out. Just hold on.
I'm not.
Reggie. Give me 1 second.
You're just not hip hop, Reggie.
Listen, everybody.
You're not hip hop. You a researcher.
I got taught by the best.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Somebody got his number in case he fall out back there or something.
Reggie, I want to ask you a question. Hold on. I'm gonna ask a question so we can get back to the actual topic. I cannot believe I'm literally moderating some conscious shit. This is not what I wanted to do. So listen. I hate you. By the way, Chef, I hate you. I literally hate you for letting me run this fucking after party. This is your shit. This is what you should be doing. Reggie, I got a question. And anybody who speaks, I need y'all to answer the question. No political bull. I need you to answer the question. On the topic, it says Latinos and Blacks started hip hop equally. I know y'all want to give a politically correct answer, but I just need a yes or no. Reggie, did Latinos and hip hop and Black people create hip hop equally, or is it Black with a Latino contribution? Just pick one or the other, please.
I would say it's both. It's a combination of both.
Okay, we can't speak up. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you now. What'd you say?
Sorry.
You lost all your energy.
No, we couldn't hear you. I swear to God, we didn't hear the last 4 words.
It's a combination of ethnicities in the urban environment that created what you want, whatever you want to call it. It's a combination. right? It's not one particular group. It's how these groups work together. That's pretty much what it is. I'm not discrediting the African American, but I read and I served the family of El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, Malcolm X. He was half Caribbean. His mother was from Grenada, right? His father was from the South, right? Africans and Africans from the Caribbean mixed in. The Marcus Garvey movement was a very important movement in Harlem, right? And what it did is it brought in Africans from the Caribbean as reinforcements. The first Pan-African conferences, right? Those Pan-African conferences it wasn't an African American thing. It was a Pan-African. It was Africans from all over the world contributing what they could contribute for the better good of African people to try to understand how we can unite. But when a group of people come in and they forget that what the African American population suffered, we worked from sun up to sundown in the South. We died, right? And then after what Dr. Tyreen Wright, who is a preeminent scholar, talked about the African exclusion measure that allowed Africans from the Caribbean and the rest of the world to come back and to reinforce the African populations that was decimated in the South. Otherwise, America would be only 10%, 15% Black Americans, right? But it was the Africans from the Caribbean
Hold on, let him finish. Then I'll go right to you, G. Lacan. Go ahead.
It was the Africans from the rest. After the African Exclusion Act, you have to understand there was the act to end the importation of African slaves. And so there were no Africans coming into the Americas. I'm talking about Africans from the Caribbean. I'm talking about Africans from wherever. None of them was coming into it until after Booker T. Washington and helped stop the exclusion of the African from coming in. Then you have Africans from the Caribbean.
What year was that?
Are we talking about hip hop or we talking about
No. Before anybody else, hold on. Before anybody else speak,
you never gonna land.
You gotta at least answer the question. Now I'm gonna move off of Reggie. Pause now.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna say before you begin.
You don't know goddamn history. You people don't know.
Fresh out of slavery, we was 40 million deep before they let a damn African over here, Reggie.
Hold on, wait. So Reggie, hold on. Reggie made it.
You calling me a nigga?
Hold on.
Nobody called me
Wait.
Negro. Meant the hard ER, Reggie.
You want to
No, Reggie, calm down. We just asking the year. We just asking the year, Reggie. That's all.
Joe, my dude.
Calm down, Reggie. We just asking what year? 18 what?
All right, I'm gonna let Ack get in the conversation. I'm gonna let Ack get in there, but before you start speaking, Ack, I need you to answer the question. And none of these political ass answers. We at 12 o'clock, so now the gloves is off.
Okay.
And Chef, once again, I want to reiterate, I literally hate you for having me run this after party for you. Moving forward, Act. Is hip hop Latino? No, I just want to. He had been trying to get in for like.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Let me say his piece and then we'll move on. Is hip hop a Latino and Black creation 50-50, or is it Black with a Latino contribution? Just answer the question. And it take 90 seconds because I got to move this around to the panel. Go ahead.
It's Black with a Latino contribution.
Okay.
0.
All right.
Yep.
Go ahead. Say what you want to say now. You got your time. Go ahead, bro.
So, what I would like Tribe Media to do, and this is to you, is stop letting people get up here and lie. Like Reggie has been lying for like 20 minutes.
Bro, you're literally about to cause a war.
Okay. Reggie's been babbling. He's saying that Black American music, Black American culture was not the source of the music in the Bronx. Everybody heard this man said that. And the young dude corrected him, said like, no, that's not what I read. And Reggie believes that his age allows for him to circumvent facts in reality. So my question for Reggie, and he can answer this after I land, is if African-American music genres were not used for hip hop, the main source being James Brown, funk, soul, and all these other things, what music genres outside of Black Americans were used? Secondly is that DJ Phase, you could go to Cultured 1971. They got Black as Spades as old as 70 years old. They got Black as Spades that are like 50, and they tell you that how the Jamaicans dress, how the Puerto Ricans dress. Slick Rick says he got his style and swag from Black Americans. Kool Herc said he got his style and his swag from Black Americans. Grandmaster Flash and Kool Herc are both on record saying that hip hop could not exist without James Brown. These are just facts of the matter. And Reggie just has been just running off, lying, saying things that are not fundamentally truth, because there's something that's called cultural anthropology, Reggie. If you're a scholar, you will understand that you can't circumvent cultural anthropology, meaning that everyone has a default culture. A Puerto Rican has a default culture, a Black American has a default culture, and a Jamaican has a default culture. This is the reason why they use terms like assimilation. This is why they use terms such as acculturation. Why? Because when people come to new countries, oftentimes they will jettison their culture for the more dominant culture or the culture that is most popular. These are disciplines, Reggie, and you can't circumvent these things because of your age. And the truth of the matter is that the young Liberian dude knew 10 times more than you, and I can bet $1,000 on that, and I'm gonna land my plane there. Thank you.
Cool. Who's next?
I'm next. Yeah. So basically,
I'll go.
Maybe I have a young voice. I don't know, but I'm an OG. I'm 45, about to be 46. Maybe, I don't know. But in which way, to piggyback what Boss Man just said, Reggie, at the beginning stage of hip hop, the founder, like I keep repeating, they call the founder Kool Herc, say it started with African American, the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we play our music was inspired by African American. Period. Now here's the little thing though. Now you talking about the stars in hip hop. Like you talking about the Rakim, the Busta Rhymes, even LL Cool J, and so forth. If you're gonna say the MCs who got Caribbean blood, because Rakim father was from the Caribbean, but his mother is Black African American. You know, the same thing with LL Cool J. It go back to Caribbean roots and shit like that. But it started with the African American. Period.
Yo, y'all want to believe that so bad. There's nothing nobody could tell y'all, B. Y'all try all types of ways. You just gotta live in the Bronx to understand what we're talking about, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean no disrespect. You want to hear a fun fact, and it's gonna sound horrible. Hey, yo, Ray, hold me down, son. Tell me if I'm lying. You want to hear a fun fact about us New Yorkers? You heard, especially back in the days, and even so now sometimes, right? You know what I'm saying? We know that y'all don't understand us, and we don't really care what y'all thinking. Yo, and this is no disrespect. You know what we used to think about the South and everywhere else outside of the tri-state area? Hold on. I don't mean no disrespect.
Let him finish.
I don't mean no disrespect. I'm talking about New York City urban street culture. That's what hip hop is, right?
You asked a question. You asked a question, right?
On a set, you heard?
Boricua, bro.
Yeah, whole Boricua. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. You keep making it about race and some kind of black supremacy about everything. All right, we understand, man. Peanut butter washer machines, all that. We give you that. You heard? All right, that's cool. That's cool. It don't matter what nobody tell you. We could put the facts on your nose and you can't smell it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mean to be disrespectful. So what I'm saying is, I don't got a question, Black. I ain't never asked you a question. I said I was gonna share something with you. But you don't. You listen to respond and not to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with social media. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of numb nuts that think they know everything. But yo, Reggie, is it true or not, son? We used to let the Bronx, New York. We don't know what y'all niggas is talking about. We laugh at the rest of the world. We got our own thing. We shared it with the world, and that was the big mistake. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for a white boy, actually, you wouldn't even know what hip hop was if it wasn't for Stephen Hagar putting it in a newspaper. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't really do your due diligence. You don't really even do your due diligence. You just going along with what's trendy. You just going along with whatever the trend is. You know what I'm saying? Because the new dopamine is, yo, somebody's listening to me on the internet. My man, listen, bro, you got to live in the Bronx to really get it, bro. It's New York City urban street culture. It don't have a race. It has a geographical location.
It don't have a race.
It don't have a race, bro. It has a geographical location.
I was watching, hold on. I was watching old document
You was
documentary.
watching. You one of those brothers. You know what I heard? You know what I heard? Stop telling everybody what you heard. What do you know, my brother?
You just
Go
said
outside and live
reggaeton
some
don't
life.
have a
Get off the
so
internet.
does
You know what I mean? Get
reggaeton
off the internet. Go to a jam to say.
Delusional.
You heard? Get
Fam, you
some pussy or something.
delusional.
You sound
You
sad.
delusional. Nah, you're a delusional
It's so
brother, man.
hard to listen to immigrants talk
I'm a
about
You know,
tether.
if
I'm a
we try to
tether.
take,
Can I go? Because I haven't went yet. Can I go?
It's
yeah, he is
unbelievable.
Bro, who was that?
delusional.
Hold on,
That,
everybody
that
stop
nigga
talking. Who was that?
delusional.
Who was that that said,
You
can I
just
go, please?
following what everybody else say, son.
Nah,
When
you
you get your own
delusional,
mind and your
homie.
own heart,
Nah,
and
nigga,
you
you
realize who your own
delusional.
character is,
You
maybe we can have a
delusional,
better
son.
conversation.
You were
Hold
just a
on.
Puerto
Hold
Rican
on.
dude. Nothing more,
Everybody
nothing
mute up.
less.
Hold on. Wait. There was somebody who said they didn't speak. Who was
That
that?
was 2 times. 2 times.
Go ahead 2 times.
All right. So
Don't
this is
take
my
the conversation somewhere else. Just keep it right here.
nah. We gonna stay right here.
Okay.
We gonna stay right
Okay.
here. I got a couple points, and y'all can interject. Y'all can respond to them, and I'll keep going. First off, because what you said was the last one. What you basically just said is reggaeton don't have a culture, don't have a race. That's basically what you said. Reggae don't have a race. You know what I'm saying?
I said hip hop don't have a race. I know those
that's
words
the
can't
same.
come out my mouth. Nah. You think you smart when you not.
I'll let him.
You
I'll let
think
him
you smart
respond.
when you really not. You just saying stuff.
I'm
now.
not
I
trying
never
to be.
said that.
I'm just going off of what you said.
Finish what
That's
you
what you
said. Let him
said.
finish, man. Go ahead.
You trying
I
to?
never
You
said
can't.
that.
All right. Cool. That's what you didn't say that. Cool. So everybody that y'all are naming, Crazy Legs, Herc, all of the people from other cultures or from other countries that's coming over here that has to assimilate with African Americans in the Bronx. You feel me? They're all saying we didn't start this, but y'all are saying
that's not what they all saying. All saying, you know what's the meaning of
you
all?
know we got it. You know we got this all on video, bro.
You about
Nah,
as
they
smart
think
as
we
a grapefruit,
delusional.
Black.
They really think we delusional. We don't know nothing. We got to come to the
where are we
Bronx.
pulling this up?
Hey, get the hell out of here.
Where are we pulling this up from, bro? Are we pulling this out our ass? They're saying it, bro. Multiple people have been on this panel. Multiple people have been on this panel tonight. They all have said, a lot of them have said the same thing. And y'all completely dismissing it. The people that y'all claim are the creators of hip hop are all saying we didn't create it. We didn't create any aspect of it. We didn't create the tagging. We didn't create the breakdancing, the DJing, the MCing. We didn't create any of it. We just took what they were doing and brought it all together. You feel me?
Brother,
and y'all dismissing it.
They're doing that because they feel like you don't have no culture. They're doing it because they feel like you don't have no culture.
What
That's
they
the
doing
reason
is
why
what they doing is they cooking and acting like they invented food. That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's
sad, man.
And you know what, man?
Foundational bullshit.
You're a New Yorker, right? So that
And
means
if
you're
we
not a
go,
Puerto Rican no more, right?
and if we gonna keep it funky,
You're just a New Yorker.
Hold on, brother. If we gonna keep it funky, let's keep it all the way G. Every dance style that we have, every other culture starts doing it once we stop doing it, and we like y'all can have that.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Bro, I swear to God, when they started,
hey,
man, come
to
on.
even add on to what my brother just said, to add on, breakdance is not the only hip hop dance, my dude.
Hold on, African Americans. Shout out to the African Americans.
See what I be saying? That's why I said what I.
A lot of these dances that we doing here in America are very Caribbean.
Here you go.
Very Caribbean. See what I be saying? It's not that we. It's not. Hold on, one mic. It's not that we. It's not that we think.
Mic, my nigga.
It's not that we think we create everything. It's that everybody thinks we don't create nothing.
Hey, yo, hold on.
And
Is that the African flag in your joint?
What you talking about?
Your profile picture, whatever you call it, the avatar. What that represent?
That's an He said he had Liberian. What's your point?
That's
I thought this was an FBA thing. I didn't know that was
that's not. This not a FBA thing. This a hip hop thing. You see what I'm saying?
Bottom line.
Come on, bro.
On some real though.
We got a question
on some real.
One second, G Lacan. One second. We got a question from the chat. They got a question to Reggie and a question to Payne. were y'all physically there at any of the jams in the beginning? That's a question. Yes or no?
My
We
mother,
trying to
my
let you on and
father,
go.
my grandfather, and so many others, bro. So
In
many
73.
others, bro, that we live with
That
every
was a
day.
no. A simple no would do.
Hold on. The brother
Reggie,
Reggie told y'all his history. Y'all just don't want to hear nothing.
He
You
was
know what I'm
looking out the
saying?
window, man.
Yo, let me ask
He
you a
was
question.
looking out the
Let me ask you
window
a
in the
question.
courtyard.
Before 2018 and the FBA movement, you heard this wasn't even a topic. Y'all asking all the wrong questions.
Y'all made this a problem.
Why y'all don't ask questions like who really is Tariq Nasheed, aka Marcus
No,
Sanders?
we don't need that.
How did he get the death? How did he get a
Hold
death
on.
sentence?
Hold on, let me say something. Let me say something.
No, hold on.
Y'all asking all the wrong questions.
He said, don't take this in another direction.
You just
So
don't want to
let's
hear
not
that. It
take
don't
it in
matter what
another
nobody says.
direction.
You can have the truth sitting on your nose and won't smell it, bro.
Bro, he's the host. The host said, don't take it in another
Yeah,
direction.
don't take it another direction. Just answer that question. Were you physically there, Payne? Were you physically there?
I was born in 1979. You answer
So
that
that's
question.
a no.
Were you there? Were you there?
Okay, that's cool. That's a no. That's a no.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. We were
Reggie,
born the same year.
Reggie,
Yeah,
they're asking, were you physically there? That's what they're asking.
Yeah. So when the parties came to before Stevenson High School, right? So I was in Stevenson High School, what, 80?
What year are you talking about? What year?
From about 76. So from about 76 on, I was partying, right? So if you know anything about Castle Hill, Bronxdale, Bronx River, Soundview, Parkchester, Lafayette, right? Hunts Point. If you know anything about that, you know, yeah, you let me talk, right? So you get to these particular places. So so the fact of the matter is, yes, some of the not the earliest parties in 71, but the parties starting about 70, 76, 77, I was there. Right.
All right, so when
you was there after it already
You was
started.
at 13.
Now listen.
You weren't.
Now listen. He brought up a very important year.
Hold on, Payne. Hold on, G. Hold on, Reggie. Reggie, hold on, Reggie. The question was.
You also have to understand what Payne said. It was a neighborhood thing. So because this is when the gangs were after the gang truce, because before that you couldn't just go to you just couldn't go around New York without being robbed. You just could not, right? But after the gang truce and it opened up in the parties, fine. And then you still had to be careful. You still
okay. So my question to you, Reggie. Hold on. My question. Hold on. Let me say. Hold on. Let me ask Reggie. Hold on. Let me ask Reggie. So my question, right? When these gangs was going on, right? They had these gangs. Hold on. When these gangs was going on, they had tribal dances and tribal communication. I would think like so. The MC of the guy rapping, did it start with the Puerto Rican tribe or
You're
did it
just talking
start
about
with
one element, first of all.
I'm asking. Yeah, I'm talking about because first of all, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Because let me finish. Because at once upon a time, those culture was not the MCing, the breakdancing were not, and the graffiti art was not at one time. It wasn't combined. It wasn't part of what?
Turn your mic up, Reggie. Your mic. Turn your mic up.
No, that's not Reggie. That's Ngozi. Give me a sec.
Hold on. So Ngozi, hold on.
Unimportant question. You're asking me unimportant questions. You see that?
No, it's important because what you're trying to say is
black and green flag right there that you call African American. That's a Haitian voodoo flag. The red, black, and green flag that was bought by Marcus Garvey.
That don't have nothing to do with what we talking.
What are we talking about here, Reggie? Can I finish? Let me finish what I'm saying. Reggie, let me finish what I'm saying.
Hold
on. Let me finish.
That's a black American flag? That's not a black American flag.
I never said it was a black American flag.
You don't even know what black American is. You an African American, Reggie.
Right. Well,
exactly. So what you talking about? You wouldn't know it if you saw it.
Let it
Slapping your lips.
Let it go. Let it go.
All right, let it go.
Projects. That was my race.
He got to turn this.
Let Ngozi go. You've been waiting for a while. Go ahead, Ngozi.
Jamaican gay African Americans, they flag.
Your mic is super low, Ngozi. We can't hear you.
Could you hear me? Could you hear me?
Your mic is super low. We can't really hear you.
Could you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
A Jamaican gave African Americans their flag. I think that people got to understand.
That's true.
New York has a whole different culture than other parts of Black America. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You're not gonna find right now the average Black American from New York not having a Caribbean parent, because they're not 100% African Americans from Alabama.
Oh, you out your damn mind.
Well, I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying. Most of the cats.
Let them go.
Hold on, let me just say before you go in. Most of the cats.
No, go ahead and go. We'll be listening to you. Go ahead.
Most of the cats you see in New York, they're not the old Virginians or the old Carolina blacks that first got there in the 30s and the 40s. Most of them have an influx of some of them got Caribbean blood in them. My question is, when we think about hip-hop, we started in New York, and that belongs to New York culture, because I don't see all African Americans or blacks the same based off city.
Who was in New York first?
Oh, let him finish, because he gonna drown himself.
He about to drown himself, bro. Go ahead.
He about to drown
himself.
himself.
Barely hear him. Let him finish, because when y'all talk, we can't hear him at all. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go.
When you look at the Black Americans in New York, my question, New Yorkers know their history. I want to ask you, what time period was it when Caribbean blacks started living amongst African
Did you say New Yorkers know your history?
The 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Okay, so thank you. So, and how old is hip hop?
71.
50 years.
So if hip hop is 71, and already in the 50s and 70s, we had our Caribbean brothers and our African Americans.
Bro, it wasn't half and half.
Hold on, bro. Y'all stop cutting.
No, let him down, because he's very low. He's very low.
My bad.
What I'm trying to say is, if the Caribbean brothers from Jamaica, Barbados, or wherever they came from, was living amongst old Virginia, Carolina blacks in the 50s and 60s, and by the time hip hop come in 71, and those were kids that was partying and different things, the Caribbean blacks and the African American blacks wasn't the kids partying on one another before this came out? Because
what they got to do with having babies, man?
Yo, hold on.
Listen. Control yourselves, G. Control yourselves.
What I'm trying to say is, you really can't. When it comes to New York, you can't have one without the other at a certain time period. That's all I'm saying. I think that hip hop belongs to New Yorkers, whether it's a Caribbean black or African American black. They've been living amongst one another since the 50s, 60s, and by the time 71 come, these kids are partying together. It's elements to hip hop that people don't understand. Like the culture that we created from you guys, like the drill culture in Chicago, we don't got all those elements no more. Hip hop is dead. But the elements that come from you guys in New York, it came from different groups of people, African Americans and the Caribbean black kids, who were all partying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
So hold on.
Yeah,
so,
and you wrong.
Listen. Hold on. And then I want to get Ford.
Let the host talk.
Let the host talk. Listen. I've been on this motherfucker for 5 hours. Just give me some kind of deference, just a little bit. This is some shit. I don't even want to be here. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll take nothing for me to end this motherfucker. Trust me. I hate you, Chef. Once again, by the way. I want to let For the Family say something, and then y'all go in, because he's been up here, he ain't said a word. Okay. Go ahead, For the Family.
It's kind of wild, man. So now most of us are mixed with you because y'all live next to us and try to suck up our game.
Speak on a little bit.
We don't even dig down Caribbeans like that or Africans like that right now to this day. So what you talking about, man?
Man, I don't know what it's on. And I'm an African. Listen, whatever he just say, Gozy just say, it ain't make no damn sense. Cause you had Cool Herc. I mean, you had what's his name? The dude made to the hip hop. What's his name? Casanova. The nigga, he was born around 57, 58, 58. He say he knew the difference between his people, African American, and Jamaicans and Puerto Rican. He said when they used to go in the park, you know what I'm saying, that the Jamaicans and the Caribbeans, parents would tell them, don't hang with those Negroes. Don't hang with them. So we just come. So hold on, let me finish. You talking out. Hold on, let me finish. So what I'm telling you is, I understand it was Caribbean roots. No one say it wasn't, but they had to adjust to African American when it came. They didn't play. They didn't act like Caribbean when outside their house. They act like African American. Just give your guys credit. That's it. You know, the damn Puerto Rican got their music. We don't say, oh, it's everybody music. The Dominican got their music. We don't say it's everybody. How come I've been growing up here in America since '84? I've been knowing cats and people around saying African American don't have culture. So if they don't have culture, what you call it, the jazz, the blues, this and now you want to take hip hop? That don't make no damn sense. Quit trying to give your culture away. Just say, yes, you guys contribute. Yeah, but it's African American. That's it. Why? Why are you making it
I
a
add
big
this too?
thing?
Can I add this too? Chief, Chief Keith brought in the drill music, and everybody else took it over again, like y'all do.
What it is
Okay,
yes,
cool,
that's
cool.
right.
And then I'm gonna let Act go in
That's
after
in
Reggie.
fact
Act
right,
going in after
because
Reggie.
we didn't control it. You see, so you're hyping on stuff.
That don't mean they helped create it, Reggie.
Wait, you're hyping on stuff that you listen. It's a lost battle. We got nothing as a community, as a whole total community, from those genres because the corporations came in and manipulated and snatched it.
Neither did we anything from Pan-Africanism,
that's
man.
true. Hold on. That's true, but that's not what. Hold on, bro.
That's not what we're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about, bro.
Hip-hop is not saving us. It is.
That's not.
No one say it was. I ain't say it was.
It happened all over America. It happened in the goddamn Bronx.
That's not what we're saying, bro.
It went to other places.
That's
right. It got co-opted to other places because it was an entertainment.
Do you want us to give you hip hop? Do you want us to give you hip hop back, bro?
Yeah, give it to New York.
If you want to act like that hip hop culture is the
Just give it back. Fuck it. Like, you know what? Can't nobody have it. FBAs outside of New York can't have it. People outside that ain't African American can't have it. Nobody can have it but people from. Matter of fact, Brooklyn, Harlem, Staten. Like, nobody can have it except for the Bronx, bro.
No, it's entertainment. So why are you hyping on something that you just can't own?
This is crazy, bro.
He trying to
Why can't? What do you mean we can't? What do you mean we can't? Hold on. What do you mean we can't own it if everybody else can own their own genre of music? Why can't we own our own thing?
Because we didn't. The corporations owned it.
And the corporations own every other genre of music too. What are you saying?
We played it.
Come on, man.
Right,
Come on, man.
Hold on.
You're not even making. You too old to. You too old to be acting like this for real, Reggie.
Hold on.
Like straight up, bro.
Stop with the ageism. Stop with the ageism. Ageism. We don't need it. We don't need the ageism.
No,
he apologized.
I apologize. I apologize. I got out my body. I got out my body for a second. I got out my body for a second. My bad.
Our grandfathers and grandmothers and all of that.
That was disrespectful. I apologize.
I'm good.
Hey, Act, go ahead, Act. Speak your speech.
Okay, so just give me a little bit because y'all be going there and like I'm loving it. But Reggie said something earlier, and he needs to address this because he's on here lying, spreading lies. Reggie said that no African American genres were used to create hip hop, and the African American genres were not being used. My question to Reggie, and then like I'm going to continue. Please don't get long with it. Since there were no African American genres being used, what was the predominant music genre being used to fuel hip hop music and hip hop parties, Reggie?
Okay, well, show your face.
Reggie, why you deflecting? Reggie, that's
Nah. Hey, Reggie,
do you see this? Okay, Bass, can I get my time back? I asked this man a simple question.
He snapped with that though. You gotta admit it.
You can get a reply, but you know what's funny? Hold on, everybody, be quiet for a second. You know what's funny about all y'all, bro? Y'all will ask Reggie questions, right? You know he gonna explain from A to Z, and you know at some point he gonna ask you to turn on your camera, bro. So if y'all don't want this to happen, stop asking Reggie questions.
Okay, let me continue to talk then.
Okay,
and Reggie, ignore it. Number one thing is this.
You still ain't turned on your camera.
Reggie, I don't know where you got your degree from. I don't believe it. I have a doctor's degree. You don't really seem like that bright, okay? Because you don't understand cultural anthropology.
Oh man, no.
Don't do that. Don't tag
brother Reggie.
Hold on.
Don't attack his education. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
But hey,
turn it to some other shit.
He brought it up, but okay. Let me just state this. No one on this panel, only a few people understand cultural anthropology. I don't need to be from the Bronx, Reggie. Reggie, can I talk? Bass, can you silence him?
I can, but just stop asking Reggie questions. Just speak.
I'm not asking Reggie questions.
Give us 1 second. Bro.
And no ad hominem to Reggie.
No ad homs. Let's not question education and where everybody from, bro. Let's not do this. I know we are Carnivorous podcast, but once again, Chef, I'm a literally come to Baltimore tomorrow and choke the shit out you. Just go ahead.
Watch this.
Say your shit.
Turn on your camera.
This is painful. Go ahead, Adam.
Turn on your camera.
Reggie.
Number one thing is this, okay?
No. The number one thing is you turn
Reggie,
on
can
your
I speak,
camera.
please? Reggie, can you control yourself?
I am going to control myself.
Reggie, can you just
camera? I want to see.
Vaz, can you get rid of him?
No, I'm not gonna get rid of Reggie. This is Carnivorous podcast channel. I can't do that. I'm trying to be political. No, just speak.
He just keep interrupting.
Go
ahead, talk.
Speak, bro.
So my thing is this, okay? Because now I just lost like my train of thought, which I hate that I did because he just kept interrupting me, and I'm trying to find my thought.
And that was his whole point, though. That was his.
You know, you was asking about the music and the club, like at the park. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like I had like a really good. Okay.
Y'all gotta help him.
This is
stop, bro.
Okay, let me say this. Okay, and everybody needs to understand this. And this is a scientific fact. Culture comes from ethnic groups. Does not come from a location. Okay? So if hip hop is 50-50 or a third and a third, what Puerto Rican culture, what Jamaican culture is needed to propel hip hop? The MC portion comes from DJ Hollywood, Melly Mel, and Coke LaRock, all Black Americans, saying that they copied Pygmy Markham in The Last Poets. The Last Poets did have some Puerto Ricans in there, but it was primarily a Black American group. Secondly, is that
come on, Ngozi. I'll let you go next. Ngozi. Let him finish.
Secondly, is this dude talking about Black Americans mixing in with Jamaicans and stuff like that? He's lying, just like Reggie. You could go to Culture 1971 with DJ Faze. Okay, you can go talk to Coke LaRock. And you can go talk to other pioneers such as Trixie and Salsa, who was at Cool Herc parties and who was named B-Boys. And they said Caribbean culture and Caribbean people, if they were not cosplaying Black Americans, had nothing to do with hip hop. This is the reason why Cool Herc is on record saying that he was Black Americanized or he was African Americanized, meaning that he had to get rid of his Caribbean culture. So this whole idea where Black Americans don't have a unified culture that stretch across all 50 states is a lie. It's a complete lie. And people want to take and appropriate and flatten our Blackness so that they can take from it. Location does not equal culture. Your culture comes from your parents and your great-great-grandparents and your family, in your island. If that culture does not come off that island, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Barbados, or Haiti, it's not your culture. This is the reason why Reggie can't answer the simple question of the music genres that were used to create hip hop. And I'm gonna land my plane there because he's a liar and I can't deal with it.
I'm gonna say this. About the culture thing. We do have a culture. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody that's African American that's listening, everybody that's on this panel that's African American, y'all know what it means when somebody say your outside clothes. Don't get in that bed with your outside clothes on. You know what I'm saying? That's what culture means. It's the little things where everybody that looks like you and is raised around you, you know what I'm saying? Your people, they all know what you're talking about when you say something. If I go to if I go to Reggie's house, right? And his mama say don't get in that bed with them outside clothes on. We gonna know exactly what they're talking about. That's our culture. So to say that it was a locational thing. No, it wasn't a locational thing. The only way that it was a locational thing, it was because the culture that started it was all based in one location. That's literally all that is. You know what I'm saying? So that location argument is already wrong. And then what the brother was saying, it started with an A. What's his name? Akhenazi. What is it?
Ngozi.
Ngozi. That's what his name.
Oh, Ngozi. Okay.
So what he was alluding to was the Caribbeans and Puerto Ricans moving to America in the late 50s. And you could almost X the 50s out and say the 60s, early 70s. You know what I'm saying? They were like Reggie's age, and like 71, they were like 8, 6, 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get the Hercs. That's when you get the not the Hercs. That's wrong. That's when you get the kids of the Caribbeans or the Puerto Ricans that are coming in doing it. You know what I'm saying? When it started, yeah, the Caribbeans and the Puerto Ricans were there, but they weren't doing that because it was all still segregated. Let's not act like New York was always some melting pot, because Reggie and Axe said the same thing. Like, yeah, it was always segregated by gangs. You feel me? So yeah, just because when Herc threw that first party, and that's all he did was throw a party and brought all of the elements together. Yeah, one gang was breakdancing, the other gang was MCing, the other gang was doing, they were tagging, the other gang was DJing, you know what I'm saying? But it was all still segregated, but it was all still our thing, because it wasn't a melting pot yet. You feel me? Let's just be adult. Come on, bro, be logical, man.
Okay. So
and another thing I learned that when those movies was coming out in the early, hold on. When those movies was coming out, like when those movies was coming out about breakdance, that was in the 80s. You know, those African American guys, they stopped breakdancing in 76, and the Puerto Rican picked that up and carry it. No, we ain't saying that they wasn't there. They were watcher at once upon a time, but they became doing the act, but that was later on. You know what I'm saying? When cameras came and so forth. So we would think of you by documentary, we would think that Puerto Ricans started breakdancing by watching those old movies and shit like that. But black guys were on some other. And another thing, breakdance is not the only dance in hip hop. There's the WAP. There's all kinds of. There's the worm. There's a lot of dancing. But why is breakdancing being the all and be all for hip hop dancing? Because other nationality have control of that. So they're gonna say, "Oh no, this is this." Nah, we don't. Don't do that to yourself, Reggie. You guys got.
Dream in there,
yeah, go ahead.
When you're done, I'm gonna let Dream. Okay,
I'm
go
going.
ahead, Reggie. Then I'm gonna let Dream, because he's been waiting patient. Go ahead, Reggie.
The location was the Bronx, and it was what was happening on Sedgwick Avenue, right? As people were having black parties, and there were black parties before Kool Herc put it together. Then they started, and then in those black parties, they used a lot of songs that they sampled, right? It was not everybody, it was not for everybody. It was what was happening in the Bronx. If you ain't from the Bronx, stop culture vulturing the Bronx, right? Stop it.
No.
Wait, you're not from it. You're not from the place. You didn't grow up in the place, right? So all you are is
were y'all sampling Puerto Rican music?
If you're not from 1971, stop sampling. If you wasn't in the party in 1971,
scratching no damn Puerto Rican records.
Come on,
man. Get out
bro.
So if you
Let him finish, and then I gotta get Dream in there.
If you wasn't part of the environment, right? All you are doing is being anachronistic. You weren't there. You didn't live.
So answer the question, Reggie. Were black people playing Puerto Rican music in the early 70s at the Jam Park?
Why wasn't they MCing in Spanish?
They let the Puerto Ricans in.
Huh?
No, they were not playing necessarily.
Thank you. I don't know what goes he talking about.
It came from
Those
black
who wasn't there.
Hell no.
It came from black parties. If you know anything about the Bronx has a very heavy Puerto Rican composition.
Were the black people playing Puerto Rican music? Was the African American bumping Puerto Rican music in the early 70s? Reggie?
They was letting them dance for them, and they was messing with their girls.
They was dancing. No, they was dancing to it. They was dancing.
Reggie, answer the question, Reggie.
Everybody
Were they playing that?
Reggie, answer the question.
Were they playing that, Reggie?
So
were they playing Jamaican music in the early 70s? Black people, Black American, Reggie, were they doing that?
Yes. The funny thing is, the fact of the matter is, yes, right.
What song was it, Reggie? Name the song.
You have to be in.
No, you gotta name the song, Reggie. Quit doing that.
No, it's not, because what you're doing is you're misframing actually what happened. When they started spinning records, they would spin in the records anything that they thought that people would dance to, right?
All right, a Jamaican like Kool Herc said that he never spin. Jamaican like Kool Herc said he never spin no Jamaican music. It was always James Brown and then other music. So Kool Herc, who is a Jamaican, never spin no Caribbean music, man.
Listen, brother. And Reggie's defense, Puerto Rican music, the instrumentals, they were dancing to that, like they were breaking to that.
All right, give me
No, but you wasn't breaking. They wasn't breaking to no damn Puerto Rican music.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't solely. It wasn't solely. It wasn't solely.
I got love for y'all, but let Dream
You was
speak.
in your diapers.
Hold on, Reggie. No, you doing?
You're right. I wasn't even born, Reggie.
You doing?
I wasn't
ages
even
in reverse,
Right.
Reggie. Do it
So,
a second. Go ahead,
what I'm
Dream.
just trying to say, all of these people, you just fans of something that you weren't part of.
But we learned though, Reggie. You wasn't part of. You wasn't part of.
You mislearned.
Everybody else mute out. Go ahead, Dream.
Thanks, Brass. Appreciate it. Let me first say peace to my Tether and Gozi. And that's Tether. That's Tether with an A, not an ER.
He taking it back.
Tether with an A, not an ER.
And Gozi does not agree with you, bro. Well, go ahead,
that's fine. But he's still my Tether for this bit of information he dropped. Because my question is, if FBA couldn't create their own flag, how do they expect us to believe they created hip hop? If it took a Jamaican,
we're not doing that, bro.
If it took a Jamaican, let me speak. I didn't cut you off. If it took a Jamaican, to create your flag, why is it so hard for you to believe that a Jamaican created hip hop?
In the South, fool.
Let me finish. Stop cutting me off.
That flag is not an FBA flag, bro. That flag is not an FBA flag.
Let me finish.
What flag are you?
If it took a Jamaican, the one Ngozi mentioned. And the one he's saying is not an FBA flag, it's an African American flag. So they know about the flag. This is news to me. That's why I'm shouting out Ngozi, because it's news to me. But if it took a Jamaican to create your flag, if you couldn't create your flag by yourselves, how do you expect us to believe you could have created hip hop by yourselves?
We literally created. Hold on, bro. To answer your question. Hold on. To answer your question, just so for sake of argument, so don't everybody get hyped, we created our flag. That flag that you see on his thing, that's not the FBA flag. Now, that question is dead.
We're talking
FBA.
Can we move on? FBA just came into existence yesterday. We're talking about the
We're not talking about FBA.
But
nobody's
talking American. It's the same thing.
No, but listen to what.
Stop trying to fool people. It's the same thing. FBA is African American.
My nigga,
Jamaicans ain't. I'm not your nigga. I'm your tether. I'm not your nigga.
That's fine.
My nigga.
What I'm trying to get you to right. We're not talking about. We're not talking about FBA anymore. The host said we're moving away from that. Well, we're solely talking about hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? He checked me on it. He said, make sure 2 times that you don't get back on the FBA thing.
Yeah, because it gets crazy. We passed midnight. It's literally Monday.
Dude is out of control, bro.
You couldn't create your own flag. You couldn't have created hip hop on your own.
He's like a kid.
I'm still on it. I'm still on it.
Listen, Johnny, why you got you here? Yeah, because I know it's about to kill me. I want you to take 90 seconds, but listen, I'm gonna let everybody close out. But I need y'all to answer the question before you close out. Is hip hop 50-50 Latino, Hispanic, however you want to word it? Is it 50-50 Latino and Black creation, or is it a Black creation with a Latino contribution? Start there and take 90 seconds, close out, because it's literally Monday. I started this show before Washington beat the fucking whoever the hell they just beat. I can't even remember. On Sunday Night Football. So I did this show for 2 days. Go ahead and then take 90 seconds. I'm out of here. And I'm going to
Atlanta Hawks.
The Falcons. The Falcons.
Oh, the Falcons.
Yeah, it's on. I was about to say the Hawks. I swear to God.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tripping.
Go ahead 2 times.
It's a contribution. It's a contribution,
Okay. So
and it's nothing.
Black creation with a Hispanic contribution. Okay.
Right, And it's no, it's not even just a Hispanic contribution. It's a contribution from every genre.
From the other cultures.
From every culture, because every culture is something that every culture wanted to be a part of, which is fine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like African Americans have a small, minute contribution to reggae and reggaeton. You know what I'm saying? And we're not trying to scooch y'all out the way and be like, yeah, reggaeton and reggae, that's all us. You feel me? No, we're not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the homie was saying, like, it's not an area thing, it's a culture thing. Because to keep it funky, hip hop could have really started anywhere in Black American culture, anywhere in the country. You feel me? It just so happened to start, and it just so happened to start in the Bronx first. Because if you think about it, every area in America has had their time to shine in the Black culture. When it comes to hip hop, every culture has had their time to shine. So it could have started anywhere. Does that take away from what people contributed? No, that's fine. And somebody said something, oh, well, in 2018, if the FBA movement didn't start, that's not true. If what's his face, dude, put your hands where my eyes can see. What's his Busta Rhymes?
Busta Rhymes.
If Busta Rhymes wouldn't have brought that up, that would have never been a topic of conversation. But this is the thing, though. What FBAs know is our kids listen to this. You feel me? Our kids listen to this, and our kids aren't learning the history. So we have to stand on business so we can make sure our kids know the history. You know what I'm saying? Cool. We can't play like that. And I'll land my plane.
Okay, cool. Reggie, I'm gonna let you go last, bro, because it seemed like everybody was basically talking to you. I'm gonna make it as fast as possible. I'm gonna just go down the line. Okay. Andres, you've been quiet. Go ahead, Andres. He probably sleep. Okay, there you go.
I'm here.
I got a quick question. Question. Are you calling us from like a CIA or something? The hell is that behind you?
Who, me?
Yeah, what is that behind you?
Nah, that's I'm working from home, basically.
Okay. I was about to say, this shit look crazy. Go ahead, G.
Sorry.
No, answer the question first. And then speak your speech. Go ahead.
Well, I think
yes, no. Don't tell me what you think. Is hip hop a Latino Black 50-50 creation, or is it a Black creation with multicultural contributions?
I have a problem with the wording of the question.
Right, but still answer it. Answer it first, and then tell me what the problem is.
So the answer is no. And the reason why I'm saying I have a problem with the wording of the question is because there's a huge difference between saying Black and Latinos created hip hop. There's a huge difference between saying that and saying New York born New York has something to do with the creation of some moves of breakdance. See what I mean? There's a difference between those two questions, because if you ask a question of somebody who don't know nothing about United States, who doesn't know nothing about America, who doesn't know nothing about hip hop, about American music, and you tell him Black and Latino created hip hop, he's gonna look at the map and he's gonna point, okay, so that island, hip hop comes from that island, from Puerto Rico. Hip hop comes from Jamaica. Hip hop comes from all those places, from Colombia, from
I got you. Right.
And they're not going to be able to say that, no, the culture started in the Bronx, New York. And also, when you say hip hop, there's a difference between the music and the culture. So if you look at like I said, I want to say like probably 20 records came out in 79 rapping, and 99% of them are Black American artists. So if you say Black and Latino created hip hop equally, you're wrong, because 99% of the people who were rapping in 79 were Black American people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So where do you stand? So if I had to say what is the creation of hip hop, where do you stand with that? So give me your best answer that you can, give me your best answer. Because the one thing I will not do is allow everybody to pontificate but not actually state their stance, so we know where they go from. So give me your stance the best you could describe
hip hop is Black American culture.
Uh-huh.
And it was created in the Bronx, in New York, in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that other nationalities and other ethnicities were around contribute to it.
Okay, cool. G Lacan, go ahead, G. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, hip hop started by African American, point blank, period. And that stuff, Ngozi, that's my teacher. But when he was talking about hip hop, listen, man, those folks in the 50s that came, they were all, the Caribbeans were all in their own group per se. You know what I'm saying? And they got inspired. First, they were their children, when they got old enough in the late 60s, early 70s, was watching these African American, and they participate in the late 70s per se, but they all participated. Hip hop is an African American creation, and I am right there.
Whoever wants to go next, I can't see names at this point. For the family, if you want to go,
I'll go.
Okay,
I'll go. It's
go ahead.
Hack.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Hip hop, for a fact, okay, and for people who don't understand, it's from an anthropological standpoint of our history, our music, everything from funk, jazz, soul, okay. This could be traced back to my grandparents, okay, because I didn't grow up in New Orleans, but I got people from New Orleans, but that's my culture. That's a Black kid culture in Iowa. It's a Black kid culture in California. Same thing with the blues. The blues made its way up to Chicago because people from Mississippi made their way up to Chicago. That's how you got the Chicago blues. Without Black American culture, there is no hip hop. Without Black American slang, there is no hip hop. Without Black American style, because the style of hip hop comes from Black Americans, and that's according to two Jamaicans, Kool Herc and Slick Rick. They're both on record saying that they got their styling from Black Americans, or AKA African Americans. Last thing, everyone has a culture. You're born with that culture. You take your culture from wherever you come from and you take it to a location. People do not mix cultures like that to create something like hip hop. That's an anomaly. That's an anthropological anomaly. So people need to stop promoting that. Everyone has a default culture. Busta Rhymes, Kool Herc, and Coke La Rock. The culture comes from Coke La Rock people, and it does not come from Fat Joe people, Busta Rhymes people, or anything else like that. And for people to not recognize that, that is cultural appropriation, and that's the reason why we're doing the FBA movement. Thank you, Bass. Take care.
I appreciate you. Is there anybody else that wants to go before I allow Reggie to close? Because once again, just so y'all know, even though
get in here.
Okay, I'm gonna let you get in there. Even though we, Tri-Media is partners with Carnivorous Podcast, and we doing this for Chef. Shout out to Chef. There's been at least between the two channels 200 plus people watching. We got over 1,500 comments and a little over 500 something likes. So that's why I didn't end the show, because y'all passionate about it. I'm trying to respect it, but I appreciate y'all for keeping it as civil as possible, because I know it's a heated conversation, and we're gonna do other shows, but at this point it's Monday. So who was that wanted to get in, and then pause, and then I'm gonna let Reggie close out on Carnivorous.
I'll jump here and be real quick with it, man.
Go ahead, G.
Of course, we made it 100% by ourselves, but the best way I can describe it, man, like the Olympics, we made the torch, we lit the torch, and we let y'all run with it a little bit. Y'all kind of got away with it. That's the best way I could break it down to you, man. Contributions? I don't know, man. They just kind of, that's the best way I could put it, man. But yep.
Okay.
Peace to the family, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. I mean, all those comments and likes and everything. It's just, for me, I don't mind conversations, but I think we do better when we hear, free speech is a motherfucker. It ain't always good TV. It ain't always gonna be whatever. But I'm into politics. So on those House floors, and when they have these conversations, if you ever watch Parliament, when they do their thing, they usually get to it, but it gets a little contentious, and I don't mind that. I actually appreciate it. Reggie, go ahead and close out. We on Carnivorous Podcast. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead and close out, Reggie.
Thank you. I'm gonna share my screen.
Yep.
Okay. So at some point, we have to actually do scholarship, and we actually have to look at sources. So let's just do it. So I don't have to speak for myself, and people don't have to. You can disagree with the facts. So where can you share my screen?
Yes. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, boss.
All right. Early hip hop emerged as a diverse and multicultural movement with contributions from various communities. While it's challenging to provide exact percentages, we can estimate the relative contributions and populations involved in early hip hop based on the available information. Population demographics: African American, approximately 60 to 70%, Caribbean, 15 to 20%, Latino, 10 to 15%, others 5 to 10%. Contributions by community: African Americans pioneered many of the core elements of hip hop culture, developed breakdancing and graffiti arts, contributed significantly to the music style drawing from funk, soul, and R&B. Caribbean, primarily Jamaican, introduced the sound system, which was really important, culture and DJ techniques, brought toasting, a precursor to rapping. DJ Kool Herc, a Jamaican immigrant, is widely credited as the founding father of hip hop. He was an African American. Latino, primarily Puerto Rican, contributed to the development of breakdancing, influencing the musical styles with Latin rhythms. Several early hip hop pioneers were of Latin American origin. Other influences: jazz, blues, gospel music, all played. African oral traditions and griots influenced the development of rapping. My second query is, how did Jamaican culture influence the early hip hop movement? Right? Jamaican culture provided a profound influence on early hip hop movement, shaping many of its core elements and techniques. This influence can be traced back to the mid 60s and early 70s, particularly through the contributions of Jamaican immigrants in New York City. Sound system culture. Jamaican sound system culture played a crucial role in the development of hip hop. Mobile sound systems introduced by Jamaican culture were set up for block parties in the Bronx, laying the groundwork for early hip hop culture. These sound systems became the center of American inner city nightlife, fostering a vibrant party scene. The powerful bass heavy movements created by these systems were reminiscent of Jamaicans' dance hall experiences. DJ techniques and musical innovations. Several key DJ techniques that became fundamental to hip hop originated from Jamaican music, right? Toasting and emceeing, cultural and thematic parallels. Key figures, right? DJ Kool Herc, as you know, right? Born in Kingston, Jamaica, African Bambaataa, right? Was influenced by Herc style and helped spread hip hop culture. That's generally the points that I wanted to raise. It was a creature of the Bronx community, incorporating members of the Bronx community, right, and bringing in components and systems from other places to make it as big as it was in the streets of New York, right? And so so we have this thing called the FBA movement, right? And I have been quiet, and Tariq is somebody that I know and I'm respectful to him. But what I find is that some of the people who follow him, right, or follow some of the rhetoric he has, they have to do much more homework. When you look at the red, black, and green flag, that flag is bought by Garvey, but it was influenced by the Haitian Revolution. It's a Haitian voodoo flag that Black Americans took, but that has nothing to do with hip hop. It has something to do with the culture. We're talking about mixed groups of Africans in America, right? If you want to call them African Americans, you can, but I do think that you need to drill down and talk specifically about who these groups of people are. As far as a foundational Black American, now I have to move some of my work, which is largely on Nile Valley culture and then I have to drill down. I want your best, FBA people. I want your best, because I got an honors award in Black Studies at the City College of New York, right? I did. I learned by some of the greatest Black historians that are people's heroes. I knew them personally, right? I actually was at the end of their lives and funeralized them, right? And still work with some of them. Some of these people here are creating history based on what they know, but you know where the rubber meets the road? When I start asking you FBA people to start showing who your ethnicity is, right? And who your wives are, right? Who you freaking marry, right? And we're going to find out how freaking FBA you people really are. Because if you don't know your great-grandparents and your great-great-grandparents, right? And from the places that you call, that you say that are foundational Black American, and you're not so sure, it just shows how ignorant that you are. And for you to be so, how can I say, ethnocentric about a people that you don't even know, talking about the African American, right? You don't even know those people. None of you, what college you went to. Next time you talk to me, what goddamn college you went to. Learning it from the streets or from your big mamas, right? It shows you that you are goddamn ignorant. I actually have academics, right? No matter what that dude who don't want to show you. I was able to close out.
No. Somebody was trying to cut you off. I was just fixing it. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, this is an academic exercise on history, not revisionism. Not revisionism, right? On history. The African in America survived by the whole effort of African people coming in from other places to substantiate the population post-slavery, post-Civil War. At the same time, white folks were importing every goddamn immigrant from any place in Europe, and they became white Americans. So thus, what happens is when Black folks start importing Africans from other places, they become part of the African American, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they were here. And any of you smart foundational Black American ignorant people, you have to understand that my people, and I'm from Newport News, Virginia, and my daddy's from North Carolina, we will work from sunup, from fucking sundown, right? Our population is diminished, and we needed the help of other Black populations to substantiate, to live, and to survive with. But you want to be ethnocentric? You bring your best goddamn scholars for me. Because guess what? I can tell you one thing that you don't have, and I'm going to land my goddamn plane. You're not smart enough to have a goddamn plan. All you got is talking points. You don't know about government. You don't know about power. You don't know about any of those things. You think you want to argue with me about some cultural thing called hip-hop. Hip-hop ain't power. That's something that became a consumer entertainment thing. We got no power. We got no power from that. Right? So you bring your best goddamn FBAs. Right? Because you know why I was quiet? Tariq, you my brother. Right? But check this out. I'm going to tell you, in the start of who you were, you went to my professors. Right? You went to my professors to put together your productions. This is not something that you studied in college and school. And so now the rubber meets the road. So you got these ignorant people following you who don't know shit about Black America and how Black Americans survive. So you bring your best.
Hey, and on that note, I appreciate y'all. Shouts out to True Saviour. Shout out to Chef Carnivorous Podcast. Shout out to you, Reggie. Shout out to you, Johnny, 2 times. All the contributors this evening, True Saviour, my brothers at Tribe Media, Logic Hits, DQ. We had a hip hop conversation. This is one of the shows. Y'all can go check it out. We had a hip hop conversation, so it's only right, that we end on some pretty good hip hop, in my opinion. Shouts out to my brother DQ Hampton and Smash Rockwell. On that note, y'all have a good evening.
Yeah. DQ, baby. Check. Look, the fashion is clever, spectacular weather. I'm blacker than I ever been. Skisha patting some leather, ink and a feather. I pen some immaculate letters. My family stay with the gift, cause we rapping together. Like it's Christmas Eve, I just roll up my sleeve and drink a cup of hot cocoa while she rolling some leaves. Have you ever lit a blunt off a chimney log? Massage from a synagogue, leaves foreign student with her friends involved. No, you haven't, so I ain't trying to have it. I'm painting pictures that's lavish, getaway log cabins. Amazing the magnetism, a magnet in all facets. Check my discography, baby, it's all classics. Feeling like Curl Baskins, surrounded by all this pussy. Making this money up y'all bastards. Funny how I mastered the art of being a subtle asshole on my dean. I'm shutting down y'all classes. COVID-19 flow nasty. Lamar Jackson with the stats how I'm passing y'all lasses. Catch me on the lake chillin' laughing. Everlasting, my mind forever layer like fall fashion, nigga. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dodo. If them boys disagree, then hit the dojo. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dodo. If them boys disagree, then hit the dojo.
Yup, and click the photo. The beat knocking like a piston missing in the low. The chicks should know the mission is to get some more dough. And if the friction and the tension seem intentional, then it's a no-go. And as an OG, I'm telling them young brothers to be cool. They push bass and turn up high, like my EQ that's clipping in the whip. And they say, yo, shit clean, pushing 60 in the trunk. 415s, going blah-da-down, blah-da-down. About to bounce, I hit the gas and rip the engine out the motor mount. Hit the house to go read Dr. Ben. Then this chick sent the text that said, lock me in. Hibachi grill, Wagyu beef, Lil Kobe slice, late night demo tapes like Lil Homie nights. I text back at 4 a.m. while your girlie yawning, cause she think it feel better in the early morning.
Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dodo. If the boys disagree, then hit the dodo. Early morning, cleaning house, smoking that dough, making money, breaking bank, getting that dough. Grab a gun, but grab a book. Don't be a dodo. If the boys disagree, then hit the dodo. Yeah. DQ, baby. Check. Look. We gotta wait, what? Took a little minute, was patient, but now we take it. Anytime we want in this game, my situation is entertainment intertwined with information. Alchemist soul, how we move the tassel and roll. It's amazing how we can turn something brass to gold. And we steady making hits. Architect with the prop in the scripts. It's logical that the product will flip. My boy Chef did the lineup, I'm fresh in the bitch. Carnivorous podcast, the newest show on the list. DQ on the boat, so I'm rocking the ship. While the music gon' be dope and the artist legit. Hold my beard, concrete cord, then stepped in the door. See, that's my man and he reppin' for show. And true saviors are playing with flavor. Lexicon Taylor, lines on point like a laser. We need that paper, we building the vault. If you niggas don't listen, y'all be waiting to talk. Lack accountability and try to make it our fault. But opposing us is trying to arm wrestle the hawk. You coming up short on your re-up, nigga we up. Really wouldn't want to be up. I kick my feet up. My beef is Wagyu and my trunk is all speakers. Bills is all blue and my blunt is all reefer. With possible deniability, that boy eater. High quality whack juice by the liter. They like to call us ops. We got op and homicide.